Get a real good look at all of you and feel no fear. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna try and get the shitty things out of my head, out of my head, out of my head. Out of my head, out of my head. Put your hands up, start singing. Never put them down, leave them hanging. Maybe shed a tear, I'm begging. I'm begging you. The wheels on your mind gonna slow down. The grips on your heart, let go now. And everything you need gonna show now. I'm telling you to let it something I could never forget. Take a pill up my pocket and take the hole up my chest. Take my spirit away from the dark and clear it from pain. Take my problems and blur them until they're fading away. I'm really fearing the fight, and I'm fearing I might run into killers on my way to spread my wings in the night. There's colors in my eyes and fire in the sky. I'm pretending that I'm flying. Put your hands up, start singing. Never put them down, leave them hanging. Maybe shed a tear, I'm begging. I'm begging you. The wheels on your mind gonna slow down. The grips on your heart, let go now. And everything you need gonna show now. I'm telling you to let it go. To let it go. To let it go.
Gal, do you want to come up here? Come here. Come here.
Come on, Gal. Get up here, Gal. Get on stream.
In a nerdy
Come on, Gal.
world.
She's not coming up here.
Not in plastic. Probably
It's
chewing on instead.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this going.
Distance nerding.
Hey! Hold on.
Wait a minute. I know normally we got the music playing. James, is that you?
Who is that?
Who dat? Who dat?
Chamez 5000 is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
It's
I used
the
to go
guy
here.
who said
I used
you
to go here.
replaced me. I was his
It's like
replacement.
when
you
you-
said that. that was going on.
I'm just here to clean the garbage, make sure the toilet paper is stocked, that sort of thing. So don't mind me.
Will you make sure
Don't
that
mind
the
me.
coffee grinds are not in the filters anymore? Can you please
I
work on that?
Guys,
I mentioned it.
that was the
every
morning
week.
crew. That was the morning crew. I apologize on their behalf. We fired them.
Yeah. We fired all of the
Coffee grounds perpetrators.
exactly.
Yes.
Right. We grounded the coffees. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing Distance Nerding.
Part of the Comic-Con radio podcast family. Guess what? She's Frey Girl.
Oh, and he's Jamez 5000.
And I'm Young.
And she forgot my name.
And we're here to nerd.
At
Together.
some point in time.
We are talking about anything pop culture, news, movies, food, music, wrestling, comics, Comic-Cons, whatever you're nerding out on. We want to talk about it, Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Guys, follow us.
And don't forget, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Threads. Is it Threads is a thing? Stitch?
Threads
Yeah.
is a
Stitch?
thing.
Stitcher?
Blue Sky.
I don't know.
Oh, we're not on Blue Sky.
This guy.
Well,
Is
but
that
I mean,
really a thing?
we are on
Yeah, Blue
MySpace.
Sky is
So
really a thing.
MySpace is something that we're on.
Friendster.
Oh, you can follow
Friendster.
us at Distance Nerding. We should finish that.
Right. And of course, guys, you can send us an email at dist. All right, so guys, this week on deck, we've got the Geek End update.
Nobody's fixed the graphic yet? What have you guys been
We're
doing?
in the Oregon Trail on the way to Annie Medford. Oh, I
Lights.
was just
Camera reaction.
The god of mischief has managed to come back. Sorta.
Starting rumors.
Are we switching it up with a new Switch?
The download.
We go to the Playhouse one last time.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry when we talk about that. And of course, rounding it out at the end of the show, of course, we've got the breakdown.
We're bringing it home, breaking down the finale of Secret Invasion. And
Before
I just have to say, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
Wow.
But before we get into all of that, let me get a shout out. Nerding.
Shout out to
at AOL.
Poddex, in fact. What? Jesus. You guys got longest punchline ever. In fact, this episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are a unique interview question and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. If you're looking to be a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, level up with Poddex and check out poddex.com. Use code nerding10 for 10% off. That's 10% off the decks, 10% off the merch. I think it's 10% off the subscription. Do what you got to do. Throw that code in, nerding10. Get 10% off at poddex.com.
Now, of course,
Wait, how long have I been on this show? It's been months, right? I mean, it's been a while. I've been on several shows, right?
yes.
I just now realized that Nerding 10 was Nerdington.
Right?
Today I
Oh, it
learned-
is.
It
It is, isn't it?
And I was like, wait
Oh.
a minute.
The most viral marketing in existence, right? It's like, oh my God, you guys tie everything together.
That's catchy.
That was just
Who thought of that?
awesome.
That's
Sorry.
Whoever
saw
thought of it
that
was
and
a
I
genius, right?
I was just like, Nerdington. Oh my God.
I've heard of that. That's a thing somewhere.
I know that somewhere. I know that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, if the show is brought to you by Poddex, I'm gonna let you know what brings you young Phil and all the ridiculous energy that young Phil has. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Debbie. That's right. Debbie's an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Debbie contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Guys, it's keto friendly for all of you guys trying to get into the keto lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. You want a little bit of energy. There you go. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the difference? Why should I get Debbie over all of the gaming supplements that are out there? I'm going to tell you right now. Debbie contains Neurofactor. It's a neurotropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3, that's right, I said 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Guys, find out more about Debbie at www.debbie.gg. Use the code Nerding10. Get 10% off your order. Nerdington Post. Nerding10.
Nerding 10. That is so smart.
Such a brand new concept.
Look,
Hey, today's a special day.
I have
Not because I'm
never
here.
Said I was smart. Okay.
Hey, don't worry about it. Neither have we. So
Lopez girl elbow cough. Apparently, Chad is already saying the flavors that I need to drink for Debbie tonight are
Oh, wow.
Frey's favorites. I'm pretty sure it's because they're the only ones that Frey remembers.
I think that's right.
So I'm
I
being
can
told
confirm.
Calio cream and Big Energy Tears, which is the blue raspberry and the mango orange cream.
Wait,
is that
it's
new? That
actually
Cali
called- what is it called?
Big Energy Tears.
Big Energy Tears. Oh my gosh! Of course, it's my favorite. I didn't even know that's what it was called. And
Yeah, the blue raspberry is called Blue Energy Tears. The idea is that they're
It's-
waging a war against Big Energy,
oh,
right? So it's the tears of Big Energy.
wouldn't they be raging against the
The
big
machine?
crash down after having your energy drink?
But the whole thing is what they're saying is there's a bunch of different like energy companies out there, and Big Energy is trying to keep them down, right? So these are the tiers
A big energy,
of Big Energy.
and they taste like blue raspberry.
Exactly.
That
Holding it
tracks. Got it.
I'm holding it up specifically because I just did the ASMR,
Oh,
you lick your fingers?
and James didn't have to see me lick my fingers.
I didn't miss that.
It's the I'm trying not to trigger the James as much as we try to trigger the Frey on a regular basis.
yes.
Speaking of
Like,
triggering the
All
Fray,
the time.
I brought snacks.
You brought snacks. Well, hold on. Before, oh
I
my
was
god,
eating those last night.
I'm gonna eat those right now.
oh god. Now, guys, we got one more shout out. Happy St. Beard's Day to the beard that Graveyard is attached to, because today is St. Beard's Day, which is the day that Graveyard was born. Oh, they're trying to tell me something there.
Yay.
Graveyard born on St. Beard's Day.
Yay! Of
And-
course
He'd be
he would
on,
be
but
born
he's
on St.
drunk
Beers.
right now.
Yeah.
Of course, me being super behind, so that's how we all feel about me.
Happiest
you're
of the
just
St. Beards.
You're just the Barry Allen of distance nerding. That's all your fault.
Always behind.
Barry Allen of distance turn. That's great.
Oh, you should see it. So Husby likes disc golf. Like he plays disc golf and he follows it. And there's this disc golf.
You can follow disc golf?
Yeah,
That's a
I
thing?
was shocked. I didn't
Like
even
on
know.
ESPN,
Yeah.
like on the Ocho.
I was gonna say, is it on ESPN 8, the Ocho?
I don't think it's on 8, but they do like show it on ESPN. But he follows. They've got like a team that goes around and they film all of them, and so he gets to see all the professional matches. So he watches those. But there's a disc golfer on there, and his name is James Conrad. And I thought it was funny because it sounds like James Cameron. So I kept saying things like, "Well, he's the James Conrad of golf, of stick golf," or "Oh, he's the James Conrad." So I was saying LeBron James was the James Conrad of basketball. So that's our thing. So if you
That
ever
tracks.
hear me say, "Oh, they're the James Conrad of something," it's I don't know why I was telling that story, but there you go. And now he's made his dubby, and we're back on track.
All right, Frey. Let's try this flavor. Let's see how good it is. See if I would do this in the future.
What was it? The tears?
Big Energy
Tears of-
Tears and Calio cream. And it is scrumdiddlyumptious. I will do it again.
So that would be
Tell me.
blueberry and what?
No, it's blue raspberry.
mango, orange. It's blue raspberry, mango, orange,
Okay.
and cream of some sort.
Hold on. We get it. You're Latino. You can just say mango, okay? You don't have to be
I don't think
mango.
he can. I think that he.
It's like trying to. It's like trying to say tortilla. I can't just tortilla. It sounds. It feels.
Tortilla?
Weird. It's tortilla found. That's it. That feels even weirder.
Jalapeno.
A jalapeno.
God,
Are you gonna put a
dang
jalapeno on?
quesadilla?
You're gonna put a jalapeno on that. We need to put a jalapeno on this thing over here.
Just eat your dang quesadilla.
Eat your dang.
I just
jalapeno.
every time that
Oh.
somebody says a word wrong, I just I think what, they read it somewhere, and I have to applaud reading because not a lot of people read anymore, and I approve of reading.
There you go. There you go. We have to do it every week. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to get into the Geek
Noise cancellation.
And music.
Distance nerding.
In fact, it's not noise
Distance
cancellation. I'm
nerding.
turning my slider down so that way I don't have to scream as loud.
Okay, DJ Anonymous. Distance Nerding is on Comic Con Radio. Listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, A Comic Conversation, via comiccon-radio.com. And there are new Comic Conversations up right now.
Yeah.
See, I speak Spanish. See, yes,
See,
that's awesome. So this
Were
was
you
kind of a special
Bubbles?
one. This was a special one, though. You released the Olivia Hack and Gray Delisle
yes.
episode, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it was a great interview. Now we also have another interview with Gray Delisle coming up with a friend of the show, Jackie Lastra. So essentially I've started season 2 at this point. So look out for a new episode every week.
I like it. So check those out.
Yay.
comiccon-radio.com/the podcasts. Hey, somebody should pop that in the chat.
Should
Maybe,
they?
maybe that should be you, because I'm just gonna speak on the fact that my boy Sean just said the tears of your enemies, Phil.
No, tears of your enemies are purple. The tears of big energy are blue. It's a distinction, I know, but it's slight. But that's what it is. Tears of your enemy are always purple.
If you're drinking the tears of your enemy, which is an energy drink, are you still drinking their energy drink?
Yeah, you're
It's
sucking
very-
the energy from them.
It's very meta. It's
Yeah.
very meta.
I
No,
drink
confused.
tears of my enemies with my coffee. I
James
like
is
to start my
confusing
day
myself.
with a little extra energy.
I drink my own tears.
Well,
Every morning.
that's just called depression.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
unless you
All right.
are your own worst enemies, you got like a Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
Exactly.
Feels like it.
Guys, let's talk
All
about
right,
our
what are we
next,
doing?
Let's talk about our next live show, next live event here. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Medford, August 12th and 13th in Central Point, Oregon. Guys, let's talk about the guests that we're going to be having, or we're going to be talking to. We're going to be having a whole bunch of fun. We're going to be talking to Jackie Lastra, I just mentioned her a second ago, Elise Bauman, Rick Robertson, Michelle Marie Westbrook, and of course, friend of the pod, Peter Kalamis, aka Goku.
What?
Right? Am I late on that one? Guys, if you're anime fans and you're in the area, even if you're not in the area, fly. Make your way there, right? I mean, just make your way to Anna Medford. We're going to be talking with a whole bunch of anime kind of just celebrities, right? Elise Bauman played Pan in Dragon Ball GT. Rick Robertson is Deborah from Dragon Ball Z. Of course, Michelle Marie is Sumi from Demon Slayer. Marie Westbrook was in Cyberpunk, which I'm excited for. I love the Cyberpunk shows. Super gory. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, then don't jump into it. But I mean, that show was actually really well done. And then Peter Kalamis, of course, Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Jackie Lastra has been in all kinds of stuff. And we're also going to be doing a trivia, almost like not just trivia, but we're going to be doing a pop quiz. We're going to be giving away prizes. Actually, this morning, I'm just kind of.
Please tell me that you're calling it Pop Quiz Hot Shot.
Pop
quiz hot shot.
Pop quiz hot shot. But just to kind of show you guys, this is just going to be really quick. I wrote a whole anime trivia thing this morning. I have 41 questions in here right now. So
throw one question out there right now.
Okay. You know what? And this is specifically
and
for
if somebody answers,
we'll answer this.
If somebody answers in the chat,
maybe
we'll send them like a sticker pack or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Okay. Let's. I want to do something.
I'm rooting for you guys because I'm never gonna know the answer to any.
I want to do something a little more difficult because I know Saewong's in the chat right now, and Saewong is an anime, like he's a big anime nerd. I guess he says he's not a nerd, but I mean he's an anime nerd.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. He's a nice speed reference I did there. Is that where that's from?
Yes.
No, I've seen the movie, but it's like when I say Wookie and I never remember where I get it from. And it's from freaking Jabba the Hutt. When freaking Star Wars A New Hope.
Yeah.
And he says something about the Wookie. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's where I get it from. Because I sing this little song whenever a Wookiee appears on any show, any of the Star Wars shows. I sing, I did it all for the Wookiee. And it annoys my partner. And yeah. So it's all fun around for Frey. Anyway.
And clip at 28 minutes, 20 seconds for the Wookiee song for the next YouTube short coming.
Hey, go for
Where's my question?
I have no shame.
Right here. So actually, I didn't want to ask that one. Let's go with this one. Name the original creator and writer of the Attack on Titan manga and anime.
What?
That's so easy.
That's
I can't
deep.
believe that's the question that you would ask. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't know that. I mean, that's crazy.
Stephen King.
Stephen King. Stephen King definitely wrote Attack on Titan. That's definitely
Danielle Steele. Danielle Steele, huh?
Stephanie Meyer.
Stephanie Meyer.
There you go.
Stephanie Meyer, definitely. Guys,
I'm
going to do this. I'm going to do this right now.
No,
the first person to DM me the answer to that question, to DM us on Distance Nerding on Instagram. The first person to DM me the answer to that question, I'm sending them a Funko Pop. So,
wait, hold on, wait a second.
Wait. Lopez's girl got it.
Tolkien? No,
Lopez's girl got it.
Isayama.
Yeah,
that was my next one. That was my next.
Or is it Nahimi Isayama?
Hajime.
Hajime. It's a Hajime.
Yeah, no, Lopez's girl won that one. Oh, Thomas Barley in the late in the game on that one. Yeah. Lopez's girl, do me a favor.
Barley.
Lopez's girl, do me a favor. Shoot me a DM on Instagram with your address and all of your contact information. I will send you a Funko Pop and a whole bunch of fun stuff to go with that. Okay.
What are you going to send Thomas Barley? Send him a consolation prize.
What Phil is saying, Lopez's girl, is hit him up on Insta with your deets.
Yeah.
And then
DM me,
he's going to send you the swag and become your drip dealer.
All the drip. All of the drip. Thomas Barley, same thing. Send me your address. DM us on Instagram. I'll send you a consolation prize here, man.
And it'll actually
Look at
be
you.
a real consolation.
You get a
It's not going
prize.
to be like
You get a
he-
prize.
he clipped
You get a
his,
prize.
his fingernails or something. He's sending it to you in the mail because that would be creepy and weird.
Why are you giving away my trade?
Yeah,
secret?
but somebody wants it.
Just why? But guys, that's for anybody who wants to come and check us out at Anna Medford. Just so you know, guys, if you know the way that we do our trivia, I don't like doing easy questions, and we have a lot of like hard plus easy ones in there. So just come and see us at Anna Medford. We're going to be giving away prizes. We're going to be having a whole bunch of fun, and we're going to be doing a bunch of interviews, and those interviews will end up on Comic Conversation. So just to tie them both together, guys, head over to ani-medford.com. Buy your tickets. We'll see you at the show.
That'll be awesome. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope that there are Anakin Skywalkers, animated versions of Anakin Skywalkers there.
Oh, and
'Cause
you know
it's
what?
Annie Medford.
Get there.
And
Get
throw
to
sand.
the show early. Get to the show early because young Phil has a new thing where he likes to go hang out with everybody in the line
Yeah.
and maybe give some stuff away. So if you're going to Anna Medford, get there early.
I don't know,
Yes.
Say Wong. We were talking about this. What was it, last week or week before last, about the Funko Pop rule? And I don't know. I
Is
don't
this
know
where like our celebrities not able to like sell Funko Pops or?
it's like scalpers can't, like, because scalpers will buy like all of the packages up that have the Funko Pops in them and then sell the Funko Pops to people at an exaggerated amount. Is that right, Say Wong? Because that's what we were talking about, right? Hey, Kai came in the house.
What up, Kai? I assume that's Van.
I would
I
assume
think
that's
it's
Van as well.
Van. Yeah. Vanny Van. All right. Well, so we need to like get the show going.
Yeah. So guys, let's get this started because it is now time for Lights Camera Reaction.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
I was waiting for James to say anything.
Sorry,
James
was
is like,
I supposed to say something?
You know, we
I was just looking.
we kind of miss you not being on the show, man. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
like-
we were.
So I can throw everything off. Well, we got 4 trailers today, right?
yeah, we have 4
Yeah.
trailers today. So guys,
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say, do we get through all these?
Yeah.
We'll skip the last one. Nobody wants to see Loki, right?
no, nobody wants to see
Uh,
Loki at all. It's
Yeah, no,
a
that
terrible
was
show.
totally dumb.
Let's
Okay,
talk about,
let's get going.
the ones that everybody wants to see, right? So first trailer, Spy Kids Armageddon.
Shazam! Zachary Levi showing up in the latest Spy Kids. Okay, all right.
You know, I'm glad that he's actually like embracing both parts of his like both his sides, both family sides. Because he isn't he, like, doesn't he have some Hispanic roots or Spanish roots? I thought he did.
Does he?
I thought he did.
Is he one of us?
One of us. One of us. One of. No.
Gooble gobble, google gobble. One of
I
us.
mean, and I think you know, the kids look kind of mean. And but the
So
mother is effervescent. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I'm already crushing. All right, let's watch this trailer.
What's the thing behind that? Is that supposed to be a person?
No, so
oh no!
I
I
realized
thought it
what
was
it is.
like a blob.
Tear. No. It's a tear in like the wall, a tear in like the space-time continuum, and that's a ship.
It looked like some sort of Pixar animated like thing. And I was like, is this like half animated? What's going on here?
Oh, that hurts, Sean. He said it's the Shazam rebound movie.
Well, you know, look, Ryan Reynolds did a really good job with the Adam Project, so he may be thinking that this is his redemption. I'm just saying.
All right, let's check it
All right.
out. Let's check it out.
Let's go ahead and check this out here. Actually, before we jump into this, have you guys watched the Spy Kids movies? James, you don't even have to answer that. I know you've watched like all of them multiple times.
Yeah, I have.
Oh yes.
I've seen them all.
I'm not gonna lie. I have never seen a Spy Kids movie.
How
These are like
dare
Robert
you?
Rodriguez
How
movies.
dare you call yourself an advocate for your people and not have watched the Spy Kids movies?
I've
have seen
never
them
been
all.
I've never been interested in these movies. I mean, it has nothing to do with like my people. It's more so just like the premise of the movies themselves just don't interest me.
I loved them. I thought they were so cute.
But
I
okay,
really
all right.
did. But I actually came onto it because of Gina Carino. Gina Gugino.
Okay.
And I just the Bob with glasses. That's right. Exactly. A Bob with glasses.
And I think that's part of it too, Ark, is because I don't have kids, so I've never like had a reason. But I watch kids movies though. Like that's
no,
not.
but like when I didn't have kids when the Spy Kids movies came out, and I saw them like well before that. I've just always been a big like fan of kids versions of like superheroes and spies and stuff. I've always thought that was cute, and so because like Sky High, I love Sky High. It's one of my favorite shows.
I love that movie.
I didn't have kids when it came out. I just watched it because I thought, oh, this is gonna be cute. But yeah, so I saw Carla Gugino.
I think it's Gugino.
Yeah, I think Gugino. I think she's Italian. But she was in it, and that's what. And Dakota Johnson's stepdad. What's his name? Antonio Banderas. And Antonio Banderas is in it, and I was like, well, I'll watch this. And then I just thought it was freaking adorable.
I like how like the way that she's like, wait, I don't remember Antonio Banderas' name. It's Dakota Johnson's stepdad.
The
Deep.
absolute weirdest way to get to the name that you're thinking about. That's me. And yeah, no, I just thought it was so cute. I love the Spy Kids. There was another one that they did that I have yet to see that has Pedro Pascal in it, and he plays the spy, but he's like their dad. And I want to see that too. It's all about, I love the kids taking charge and, really being the kick-ass people. Because, kid empowerment, I think, is a big deal. And I'm all for it.
Okay. Well, let's
Thanks
check
for
out.
coming to my gin talk.
Back to my TikTok. All right.
Have you seen? Okay, this is it. This is all I'm gonna say. Have you seen? What is it like? Lava Girl and Shark Boy?
Yes, with Taylor Lautner as the.
Yeah, that one's good too.
I know. I thought it was so fun. I totally wanted to wear her outfit too. I was like, I want this outfit. All right.
Okay, now trailer.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I gotta leave in a few minutes.
Ah, sorry, I was trying to stop. I was trying to stop it while
That
you
was
were
a
trying
really
to talk.
short trailer.
Go ahead. What were you saying, James?
I was gonna say I gotta leave in a few minutes for a Sack Geeks thing, but I'll try to jump back in a bit.
All right.
Okay.
So let's check the of the droid that Leia has in Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
Yes.
And now I want
Was that
a
name?
ladybug
Lola?
droid. Yeah,
Yes.
Lola.
Lola.
A ladybug droid and the little crab droid.
Right.
And I only want them to terrorize my dogs.
I think Lola's, by this side note, I think Lola's on sale for like $20 and it used to be like $80. So if you want a Lola, go hit up Amazon. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Spy Kids.
Her name was Lola.
I mean, it looks interesting. Again, it's not something that I'm not interested in. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna end up watching it.
What a jerk.
Because I don't have.
So you
There's
watch
so
cartoons?
But I mean, there's so much more that I have that's out there that I need to watch, and it's like I don't see myself stopping some of the shows that I have to watch to report on for the show to watch Spy Kids.
I'll give you that. I'm excited. I don't know if I needed this.
Watch the original ones. Like
Mhm.
watch the very first one.
I need to at least
just
watch it.
that one.
Yeah.
And then decide if you want to watch the other ones. If you think it's cute enough to watch, I mean, because it may not hold up. So that may be, and that could be it too. That it, hopefully they're gonna update some of the stuff. Obviously, they've updated the quality because it's to me, I feel like Spy Kids is like Doctor Who level as far as like quality of like monsters and stuff. It's more kitschy than anything, and I love that. But you know,
I wonder if Zachary Levi is supposed to be like a grown-up version of the kid from Spy Kids.
that would be cool.
That's why the kid looks like the first kid.
Maybe.
Right.
Oh,
It's Antonio Banderas' grandson.
I
Then now
like
you
that.
have to watch it because now you've made a prediction.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
actually
watch
pretty
the
good.
entire series. Okay, so when does this movie come out, James?
September 22nd, 22.
Okay, so
Vedos.
before September 20, this is the challenge that I'm being given right now. Before September 22nd, I have to. What was it? 3 movies that have come out. Spy Kids?
No, I'm saying you gotta
17.
just gotta watch this one. 17.
But I'm just saying, just so that way I'm
17.
caught up to this Spy Kids movie, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, so if I'm gonna watch this, I need to watch all the ones before that. That's the kind of way that I am. Like I was like that with Naruto, right? Like I couldn't watch Shippuden unless I watched the original series, and a lot of people said you didn't have to watch the original series to watch Shippuden. I needed to because I needed to know the context. I needed to know the relationships with the characters. It's just kind of the way I am, right?
Don't ship Putin all over this trailer. Just
I'm not. I'm saying
Rate it.
if I'm gonna watch this, if I'm gonna watch this movie, then before September 22nd, I have to watch the other Spy Kid movies. That's the
I like
challenge that I'm giving myself.
Yeah, there's 3. I mean, you don't have to watch Lava Girl and Shark Boy. if
no,
don't
you
want
have to watch that. Come
Well,
on.
yeah,
Okay,
like
so-
it doesn't matter for the actual Spy Kids story. It's
Right.
like there are characters in Spy Kids,
universe.
but they're in the universe, but it's not. Well, kind of.
I've heard because the thing is, I've heard all of these movies have been good, you know, and they're like entertaining. So it's just kind of like, okay, I probably should watch this. So again, it's on the internet now. Before September 22nd, I have to watch these movies.
George Lopez is in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Come on.
Mhm.
Support your people.
I know, right?
He is.
Tu gente.
Me,
You
hen-
know.
okay.
All
And Danny Trejo is in Spy Kids.
That's
He's-
true. That's right.
But it's not just Danny Trejo. He's Uncle Machete.
Yeah.
He's Uncle
Machete.
Machete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where the origin of the Machete character comes from. I have
Yes,
Machete on
yes.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
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 See? You're already part of it. Okay, I need to jump over to the Sack Geeks meeting, but let me give this 7 leathery X-Men-ish jumpsuits out of 10 very bad green screen kids driving cars because somebody phoned it in that day at the VFX.
Right. Okay, so we're doing VFX, but we're not going to do them fully. So let's
Right.
just, green screen the kids, and we're good. Okay.
All right,
We're not
I'm going to
giving
jump out.
We're not giving the MCU expectations here.
Yeah,
We're just,
exactly.
just immediately out of this.
Exactly.
All right, James. We'll see you in a little bit, man.
All right, see ya.
Bye, James. Okay, I'm gonna give it. I don't know. It looks cute. It's adorable. So for the adorable factor, I'm gonna give it 7 young kids kicking ass out of 10 parents who need saving.
Parents who need saving. I love that. I'm gonna give this. I don't know, because it seems interesting to me, right? I mean, like I've never not been interested. I just never watched them, right? So I mean, I'm probably gonna go and give this. I'll stick with the 7. I'm gonna go with 7 kid lookalikes from the first movie
Okay.
out of 10 not Antonio Banderas's.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So to Say Wong's question, it was it's before Zorro.
Oh, he
It
he
was
did that
around-
before Zorro?
Yeah, he did it before Zorro and Puss in Boots. He did it. It was right after Original Sin. Remember, he did that with Angelina Jolie, and then he went to this.
You know,
But
it's
he was doing a lot of stuff. It was 2001.
Yeah. You know what's funny is there's 100% a chance that the reason he did the first Spy Kids was a favor to Robert Rodriguez
Mhm.
because of El Mariachi.
El Mariachi.
Yeah. 'Cause he played El Mariachi in 2 of 3 of the El Mariachi movies. So
Mhm. It was what Once Upon a Time in Mexico and El
it's the
Mariachi.
third
Those
one.
were both of
Yeah, El Mariachi is the
so
first one. Desperado's the
Mhm.
second one, and
Desperado.
then
That was one I was
yeah, and Desperado is the one where he took over the character.
Mhm.
And then Once Upon a Time in Mexico was the third one.
So I lived in San Antonio for a while. Right?
Did you? You've lived everywhere.
Yeah.
You lived in all the cool places in the United States. It's just basically it. Let's just throw that out there.
No. I haven't. I've never been to New York, so we can't say all the cool places. But yeah, no. I went to high school in San Antonio, and yeah, so Robert Rodriguez and like his influence was around all the time. So like I watched all those movies, and like some of the stuff was filmed in San Antonio.
Right.
So it's like they were around. So it was like I never met him, but it was like everything was around. So we knew all about that. So they would have premieres and different things there, and so I always got to see stuff like that in San Antonio. It was the best big city that's like a little town.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen. I love Robert Rodriguez's movies, right? Just in general, I love the Desperado trilogy, or the El Mariachi trilogy is what it is. I love Machete was such an over the top movie, and it was more entertaining than it should have been.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like, and of course, I love Grindhouse. I love I love those 2 movies that him and why am I forgetting his name right now?
I don't know who you're talking about. So.
Damn it. Yeah, he made Inglorious Bastards. What's his name?
Brad Pitt.
No, he made Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, no, I can't remember. It's not Guy Ritchie.
He was in
It's
Desperado.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
I like, who are you talking about? And I was like, it's
Sean,
not Guy
and Sean
Ritchie.
Sean got us at the last second right there. Tarantino, right? So like like
That's why
him,
we love
Tarantino-
our live audience in chat.
I know,
You
right?
guys you don't ever let us down.
You don't let us down at all. Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, like, like I got into Robert Rodriguez because of Tarantino and vice versa, because both those guys work so close together, right? So I mean, like, I love both of them as directors. I think they're great. I watched the behind the scenes of Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and I loved the whole concept of him. Like he actually plays all the music himself.
Yeah, that's
Robert
awesome.
Rodriguez. I loved his episode of The Mandalorian, right? Like, and that.
Did you see the behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Where he
Bust out a
was
guitar?
playing the guitar to Baby Yoda. That was so cute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He busted out a guitar, and everybody was like, "Yeah, no, this is just kind of the kind of set that Robert Rodriguez makes." And I love Robert Rodriguez as in general, but I also love Quentin Tarantino. So it's just like, I love the fact that both of these dudes are like hardcore, like thespian filmmakers.
They're independent filmmakers,
but
they are
also
that like ground floor independent filmmakers.
But they're also stupid nerdy,
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of like the both of them were just like, yeah, no, Robert Rodriguez is a big Star Wars fan. Tarantino's a big Star Trek fan. Robert Rodriguez got to do something in Star Wars. Tarantino, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's never going to make it, but I mean, like, he was trying to make a Trek movie, So it's just kind of like, it's great. I love that these dudes are amazing filmmakers. And then on the back end, they're giant nerds and stuff like that too. There are people.
Yeah.
Starting out there, Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, if you guys ever want to come on the show, open invite.
Oh gosh, yes. Now listen, Quentin, if you do come on the show, we will have some words about what you've said recently about like MCU movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But you gotta be accountable for your actions.
Which kind of surprised me considering how nerdy the dude is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in now to
hate
down on MCU. Yeah. So, and he's doing it. He's saying, "Oh, they're not real movies." Well, they are real movies. They're real films. They employ people who make films. So,
apparently Stephanie Dalsy in the chat saying, "Stop, answer me now." Don't know what I'm answering, but if you want
The
to
answer, there are 3 answers. Purple, 42,
I was going to say 42.
and it's never as long as they say it is.
Do with that what you will. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this next trailer. Leading into that, Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. Oh, that was a great lead-in. All right. Are you a fan of the Scooby-Doo crossover movies?
Okay. I love Scooby-Doo. I've liked Scooby-Doo for a long time. And I love Crypto. Crypto is like one of my favorite super pets. Like, honestly, I can't say he's my favorite super pet because then I'll see Comet and I'll be like, oh my God, Comet's so cute. I love that horse. That was a man. And then then I'm like, then Streaky comes there and I'm like, oh my God, look at that cat. It's got like a little, like, it looks like it should be the Flashes because it's got the little thing on it. And I'm like, I love it.
Who was Wonder Woman's gerbil? What was the gerbil's name?
I can't remember. I cannot remember. And
Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, Wonder Woman has a gerbil.
But I mean, you know
It's
what?
canon.
Out of all of them, Wonder Woman should be the one with all the pets because she can actually converse with animals. It's a little known superpower she has, people. But okay. So yeah, no, I love them all, but I'm not a fan of the Scooby-Doo crypto thing. I just think that they're using crypto the way they use Batman. And I feel like they're shilling him out.
How do you feel about Ace the Bat Hound?
I adore Ace the Bat Hound. I love all of them.
Who
I
is
have
your
all
favorite-
of the plushies.
What is your favorite iteration of Ace the Bat Hound?
The Batman Beyond one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just kind of like there's something about a realistic Great Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bruce has this Great Dane.
Yeah.
And when you first meet him, he's just laying on the couch watching Looney Tunes. It's like that is the most amazing introduction to Ace.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is Scooby's cousin. So there's
Yeah. All right, guys. So we got this crossover, Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. Wrong, rare. All right, let's watch this here. I had to do the laugh.
I know.
It's just because
It's a
everybody's
compulsion.
always just like, you can do the laugh that well. Yes, Night of O is in the chat. That's my favorite phrase, though the recent story in the comics is fantastic too. You know what, man? I'm with you on that, Matt. I did not hate League of Super Pets like so many people did.
Mhm.
I actually did like that version of Ace because it cracked me the hell up with
That was Kevin Hart, right?
Kevin Hart playing Ace the Bat Hound. It was so funny. Settle. Yellow. All right.
All right, let's watch this trailer.
Let's watch this trailer.
Okay, well, I already adore it.
I know. I like.
As you can see, Metropolis has gone.
And
I
then,
like
oh
the
my
thing-
God, Giganta's in it.
Oh
Is
wow,
that
that's Zod. That's Zod.
Holy moly! Oh, and they are doing the behind the eyes that have no white. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I like that a lot.
I like that they're
Now we can find out what
it's
Oh,
very
there
much
we go.
old school Scooby-Doo. So like, you know,
Yes.
they've had that kind of like this new direction with the voice and this kind of like new version of
That was
Scooby-Doo.
Solomon Grundy.
Of Solomon Grundy.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I love it.
They showed Solomon Grundy a second ago. It looks like the whole.
Out of control
Look at this.
villain.
Did you see Starro?
Giganta? Was Starro in
That's
there? I didn't see
Giganta.
Starro.
Yeah.
I saw
Oh
Giganta.
my God, that's not just Zod.
Solomon Grundy.
Looks like they're taking it from the Spider-Man, Superman 2. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like old school Lex.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right.
But like
Here
I
we
said,
go.
like you saw that it's Lex in the suit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
like I said,
so-
what I
oh my
like
gosh.
is that they're going to the old school version of Scooby Doo, right? Because that version of Scooby Doo, they've kind of been doing this new direction with Scooby Doo, and I the same thing. Like I didn't like the new voice and the way that they were doing it, like the new voice that they did with Scooby Doo and like the newer movies and stuff like that. He's been very like he hasn't had the speech impediment. He hasn't like really been the Scooby-Doo we all know. He's just been like, you know, instead of doing the speech impediment, it's just his like his voice, but speaking normally.
Oh,
Right? I'm Scooby-Doo, you know, like stuff like that.
that's not. Yeah,
And it's been
That's
really
Scooby.
weird to kind of hear Scooby the way that he's been lately. So I like that in this trailer they went back to the old school Scooby-Doo with the speech impediment.
Well, and it looks like they're going to the old school Super Friends too.
Yes, it
in
is
it too.
definitely
And-
like Hanna-Barbera Super Friends, and I love
Yeah, and I really like that. I think that's cool. I mean, it makes me want to watch it more.
So I'm actually pretty excited about this. I again, just being somebody who grew up with Scooby-Doo,
Mhm.
and getting more of that old school Scooby-Doo feel in there. I think
Yeah.
it's a good move on Warner Brothers to kind of go back on the nostalgia a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's a perfect time because like it's the nostalgia era right now. I
Right.
mean, we really are because like Barbie, they're saying it's going to pass like $1 billion.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and that's a movie about dolls.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Barbie, the movie that everyone is saying, if you go woke, you go broke, and apparently you don't go broke. In the
you
case of
go
Barbie,
billionaire.
you go billionaire. You know what, man?
Oh,
So
I
I still
saw it and I love it and I'm gonna see it again and it's my life now.
I still have not seen it, but mainly because Jackie actually wants to see Barbenheimer. She wants to see both movies. So I am holding off on watching just so that way I can go see it with my wife. Oh yeah.
Does it say Barbie?
Let's see it.
Okay. It's a drink koozie. We got it at the movie.
No,
Amazing.
so Eric, Welker didn't play Scooby-Doo in the original. I'm forgetting the name of the actor that played Scooby, but Welker plays Freddy, and he still
Yeah.
plays Freddy to
Yeah,
this
yeah,
day,
yeah.
right? Welker, they have a new voice actor that does Scooby, and again, the choice in the newest movie they did, I wasn't too happy about that. It actually kind of turned me off to watch that movie altogether because they, you know, like it seemed like they had like the wackiness from Scooby-Doo like they've always had, but it was, you know, they completely changed the character and I wasn't into that.
And part of it is it's not a speech impediment. He's a dog. That's what dogs sound like. I mean, honestly,
I mean, we say speech impediment because I mean it's to us it's a speech impediment, but I mean like it's the way Scooby talks and it's the way that Scooby-Doo has always talked, and it's like I don't want to hear Scooby talking like a regular person.
yeah, that's like Wonder Woman wearing pants.
Right. Yeah. Matt, I love that you saw it, man. Again, I'm gonna watch it with my wife on Friday, so I'm getting ready to go watch that because I was gonna go watch it last weekend, but my wife was like, I want to go see it too, and I was like, I'm not gonna. It's very rare that Jackie wants to go to a movie, so it's like I will wait if my wife wants to go to a movie with me, right?
No,
Oppenheimer's amazing.
it's waitable. I loved it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Lopez's girl, if you're not in the Discord, we talk about this kind of stuff in the Discord all the time. So if you want to, if you're not there already, join the Discord and we'll continue those kind of chats in the Discord.
Yes, and I'll join that chat in November when all Oscar movies should be shown.
That's right. Don Messick was the original Scooby-Doo. Correct.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
See, chat's with it tonight.
Oh, our
You
chat
guys
is on
rock.
point. But our chat is always on point. So I love you guys 100%. All right, let's get into this next trailer here, guys.
Oh,
Ooh.
yay. Another Saw movie.
Yes, but they're going back to the original formula is the big thing with this. So we reported on this a while back. The issue that we had with Saw after like the 9th movie, you know, everything kind of just like it's been kind of going a little like in a weird direction. And then they did the
Was it going in a sucky direction?
I wouldn't say it was a sucky direction. It was just completely different, and the story was getting kind of wild. And then Chris Rock did the Saw. It wasn't called Saw. It was something else. But it was like in the Saw universe, and it was like a reboot. And it was right around the time that the pandemic happened, so it kind of bombed.
Oh yeah, because nobody could go see it.
But yeah, because it came out like right as the pandemic was happening, so it kind of got screwed. But Saw 10 is coming back, and I know that Jigsaw is back in this, which like was the big announcement that they had on this. So it's gonna be a little bit Spiral. That's what the movie was called.
Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So I know that they announced that that Jigsaw is back in this, and I was wondering, like, my wonder was, did he die and leave like a video or something like that, or did he just not have cancer and he came back? Because remember, he died of cancer in these movies.
So here's what I think happened. Having not seen really any of these movies, he died. His soul is now possessing the doll.
Got it. Okay,
All
so
right, let's Mr. Taylor.
yeah. So let's do this.
Son of Saw.
Son of Saw. That sounds like something that Graveyard would make.
Yeah.
Right? Son of Beard. Shout outs again. Happy St. Beard's Day to Graveyard.
Happy level up day to the gravy. I hope it's salty, but not when you're. I hope you know what? I hope it's not salty. I hope it's just perfect and there are no potatoes in it.
Hope there are potatoes in it. That's a horn.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer.
Okay, so
Really?
they mentioned
Well,
John
it's
Kramer
him.
back.
I'm afraid there's nothing else we can do.
There is one person
Okay,
who
so
might be able to
Oh,
help.
maybe it's his daughter.
Program is a two-pronged treatment.
No, it's treatment.
okay, so no,
This
so,
is ridiculous.
so they are talking about John Kramer's cancer and everything like that.
So you
I
think like,
wonder
maybe
if,
this is one last game?
Well, like I wonder if it's like John Kramer, like they actually like have some weird thing where like they cured his cancer.
According to these scans,
Oh, maybe.
the tumor was never removed.
Oh, damn. So now he's going to have to put them all in a room and kill them.
Work that needs to be
You know what? I'm okay with this.
Well,
'cause,
again,
you
like
know,
Kramer's supposed to be
our
dead.
healthcare field.
Oh, he
might
totally
just
still
have
has
some
cancer.
risk.
Do you see him?
No, is he still cancery?
Oh my god, he's like really skinny and like looks
Yeah.
really bad. Like they had like a little
Yeah, but
of him.
he brought all of the people that said that they got it
Hello,
out, and they're all there. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah,
pretended.
I think that.
Oh, he's going
yeah,
after the
he goes for it.
copycats.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
because remember that's kind of like where the series went was after.
Oh, is it copycats?
so-
I've never seen them.
so-
You know that.
So he like after like Saw 5, Saw 6, something like that. I'm trying to remember where it was. It became copycat killers, right? There was like a bunch of copycat killers that started like recreating what John Kramer was doing.
Oh.
And I thought that John Kramer was dead at this point, right? That he had died of cancer because they had mentioned that he had cancer and everything like that. It looks
Yeah.
like he still hasn't died at this point.
Oh, he hasn't. No, but it looks like he's getting ready to.
Right. And it's like,
You picked John Kramer.
yeah, so like
Mhm.
before he dies, what he's doing is he's killing all of the copycat killers, which that is so like kind of like, oh my god, look at that.
I thought those were the people that were doing the surgery on it.
This is not
And
But,
they
but,
said
that,
that
but
he
one of those
was-
doctors was probably a copycat killer.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's probably you're probably right.
So
Oh,
what it
that's
seems
cool.
like they're doing, like it's almost like there is, you have this murderer who's like,
Mhm.
doing retribution for people who are like doing something that he already thought was taboo to begin with. Because that's the thing with
Right.
John Kramer is like if you really go back and watch these movies, like they were punishments for people who were that he deemed as being wicked and evil,
Yeah,
right?
they were like it was like karma. He was
Right.
getting karma. Yeah.
Right. It was kind of like you did something bad, so in turn I'm doing something bad to you, and this is what
Right.
you have to live with, right? So it's kind of like
Mhm.
John Kramer being alive and seeing all these people copycatting something that he felt was wrong in the first place. You have John Kramer going and killing these people because it's almost like a coming full circle for him.
Yeah.
That's an
A lot
interesting
of
way to-
franchises do that, like when they're, wanting to close the book on an arc or a story or a villain.
Right.
So.
It's very interesting the way that they're doing that, because basically we get Jigsaw back. He's
Mhm.
obviously not in good shape, but he's putting these people into these situations where he's basically killing everybody.
Yeah.
I like where the story is kind of like coming full circle that way.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I haven't seen them. I've seen parts of them, but yeah,
Eugene, I both love and hate you at the same time.
Hi,
That is a
Eugene.
great comment. He said coming full circle. Oh
He's
man.
Ouroboros this bitch.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, wait.
Ouroboros-ing the shit
I
out of
think
this.
I just totally transitioned to the last trailer we had.
Hold on. We need ratings.
Oh.
And actually, Lopez's girl. So they actually showed at the end of the trailer, she was taking her mask off. So they show his daughter in there. So she's probably still involved with everything. She's probably actually helping him gather everybody, because I'm sure she knows who all the killers are.
Well, and we may find out that she's gonna keep his work going because he hasn't gotten all the copycats or something.
Right.
So,
And that might be leading into another movie, right?
crossover with Dexter.
That would be great, because I love that show up until the last season. So
That's how I felt about Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones was the last 2 seasons.
Oh, the 7th season, I don't know. I thought there was some good stuff in the 7th season, but we're not talking about that right now.
No.
So for
So you're rating. What your likelihood that you would want to watch this movie?
Let's put it like this. It'll be the likelihood that I think that, well, no, because that would still be 0. Okay, so but I don't want, there are good actors in that movie. I'm sure there are people in it that they're very well. I'm sure the production staff is amazing. And I'm sure that people who love horror are going to enjoy this. So I'm going to pretend like I'm a horror person and say, 7 cheek spirals out of 10 cutting into somebody's skull.
Oh man, yeah. I am gonna give this 8 returns of Jigsaw out of 10 self-mutilating contraption prize giveaway destructions of self type of thing.
Murder machines.
Murder machines, yes. Self-mutilating murder machines. There we go.
That was like me trying to remember Antonio Banderas' name.
So that's all we got, guys. That's it for trailers today.
Oh no, we're watching Loki. I have thoughts. We're watching Loki.
All right, guys, we have one more trailer before we get into the rest of the show. Just like, how do I piss off Cam the most? We're not watching the Loki trailer at all. No, Cam, we're not watching Loki. Okay.
Loki.
So, before we even get into this, Frey, our lovely co-host here, was making a suggestion in our group chat earlier that maybe we should go and do a rewatch and a new, basically break down Loki season 1 all over again before Loki season 2.
Yeah, just to see if maybe they're like, since now we've had like a whole phase,
Right.
There may be things in season 1 that actually is a thread that's been picked up, or that is something that we know more about now, and so we might see it with different eyes. So I just thought, a rewatch, and we can call it rewatch breakdown. And then
Yeah.
yeah.
So, guys, if you want us to break down season 1 all over again, let us know. Because if there's demand there, then we're definitely going to do it. It's actually a good idea. I think it's actually a smart thing for us to do. So we'll check that out. Eric commenting in Spanish. Que se te quito el pinche sueño. He's saying that shit'll wake you the fuck up. That's the gist of what he said. All right, and he was talking about Saw. So let's watch this trailer here, guys. I've got thoughts too because I'm very excited about this. So
yes, but you want to turn the volume down. There we go.
yeah, I know it keeps starting everything at like top volume here.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
I already love the music. I love the music from the first season. The music from the first season was amazing, right?
Yes, and the color palette.
Is it he who won?
Yes. Did you not know he was in this?
I did not know he was in season 2.
Yeah, it's been a big deal. He's Ouroboros. He's I think that's why they call him OB. And
okay.
yeah, he's like the Fix-It. He's their Mr. Fix-It guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And Loki's
So
glitching,
Loki's traveling through time. I know. I heard about that already. That he was going to be like traveling through a bunch of time, which makes him a Time Lord. So we know that now.
Oh yeah, he's totally a Time Lord.
He is Doctor Who.
Yeah, and we're just his companions.
Exactly.
And we're okay with that.
That makes it really interesting that they're traveling through time.
Yeah.
And not just through multiple dimensions, because that's kind of like.
Well, I mean, it's like the start of the MCU's Time Lord. So here's what's going to happen. By the end of season 3, Loki will get his own TARDIS, because TARDIS does stand for time and space dimension.
So I mean, he's also going to get a quantum screwdriver. We know that for a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be an imaginary dagger.
Now, of course, we have Lady Loki. You saw the horns just pop up right now. That looks amazing.
She goes by Sylvie now.
That's right, Sylvie. She's still Lady Loki to me, okay?
Yeah, but it's so.
I get that's derivative.
Yeah, but I just think it's cool that we get to see all the characters.
Oh my
too.
God, Victor Timely.
Yes. And then Ghost Miss Minutes, which I don't think it is Ghost Miss Minutes. I think she's just wearing a dress. But
no, but again, like I love that.
Ghost.
Like we're gonna be getting some Victor Timely in this, so I mean we're getting another variant.
Yeah.
I mean, again, everything looks interesting, beautiful. It's kind of just, oh my God, there's 3 Lokis right here. Oh no, okay, no, it's him doing his projections.
Yeah, that we didn't get to see last time. So that's
Right.
cool.
That's true.
So-
For season 1, he didn't do any projections.
No, he didn't. Well, he was in the TVA most of the time, and he didn't have his powers then.
Right.
Which I out of the depowering someone and making it seem logical, I think Loki's was the story that did that the best.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you can't use your powers in here, so it's like, oh yeah, okay. So then
Your
nobody has
panels,
pressure.
your powers are useless, just like the Infinity Stones were.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I thought that was kind of cool to have him depowered, so he had to learn a new way to communicate. And so now that he has learned that new way, they're giving him his powers back. And I think that that's cool because he definitely has his powers in this season. We see him use them a lot in that trailer.
Yeah.
And then the whole shadows of Loki holding on to that person, whoever that guy was.
Yeah.
That's something new. We've never seen that before. So that was kind of cool for me. I thought that was neat. I'm not real fond of Sylvie's hair, but I think the reason I'm not fond of it is because I lived through that the first time that it happened and I wasn't fond of it then. And so now I'm not really fond of it again. But that's not on her. She's a gorgeous person. And if she propositioned me, I would totally say yes. So that's like, there.
It's like that's she's your Ryan Reynolds for me, right?
No, I would say
Because that's
that
my Ryan. When I say that, it's like like Ryan Reynolds propositioned me, I may switch sides.
Oh, there are several women that I would switch sides for, just depending on who's in front of me and what's going on. But anyway, a little
Aubrey
too
Plaza
much
is my number one.
information from Frey, wasn't it?
Like Aubrey Plaza is my
Yeah, we've talked about Aubrey Plaza.
yes.
I like
Oh my god. I love that Eric decided to go with out of 5 on this one. So again, and I love that he still went with the same kind of like way that we do things. So I give this trailer 4 drunk deals zapateando de cumbias. Dancing the cumbias, like just having fun to the cumbia music, right? Out of 5 metalheads moshing the Death Clock. Yes. Death Clock is one of my favorite bands. If I could play Death Clock music right now, I would. I love Death Clock too. Like I actually listen to that fake band because that fake band actually has badass music.
That was like me with Jim and the Holograms and the Misfits.
Actually,
I would listen
Jim
to
and the
their
Holograms.
songs. Yeah, I did when I was little.
So again, need your rating on this because I know you have your thoughts.
Well, my big thought is he's definitely a Time Lord. We know this. I think it's gonna be great.
That's the Doctor Who and
Yeah.
and Marvel crossover.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Now that didn't they just announce that Disney Plus is going to be getting Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So why not? But I really enjoy season 1. It looked from the trailer, it looks like season 2 is going to be amazing as well.
Yep.
Whoever they've got doing their production, like setting their set designers and set production people, they do such an amazing job.
Yeah.
All of the way that they use shapes, the way that they use that to convey a message in the scene. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So that trailer, I've seen the trailer a couple of times, and the second time I saw it, and I was like, well, why is this guy OB? Maybe he's the original B officer or whatever. And then Shadu said, no, his name's Ouroboros. And I was like, well, that makes total sense because everything in that room is circular.
Yeah.
So and then it's all circles, and I'm like, yeah, and Ouroboros, Ouroboros and Mobius are time constructs. Like Ouroboros is like a time loop, just like a Mobius strip is a loop.
Right.
And
funny enough, if you look at the logo on his shirt, it's an infinity symbol. So it's like,
yeah. So those were just some of the things that I went off on, guys. So can't wait until we get another trailer.
Because we're gonna get a story trailer next. We know that. So
yeah. So I think that to me, that is what I got from it. And I also believe that Sylvie, there's a scene where it looks like there's a record, but it's like all in ribbons and stuff. And people are saying that she was deconstructing the room. I think she was making it. I think she has new powers now. Okay. So
one of their songs, I love you, Eric. You have no idea how much I love you, dude. He's talking about Death Clock again. One of their songs is titled I Ejaculate Fire.
Then you need to go to a doctor.
Oh God, that just means that they have. Okay, we're gonna move on. What's your rating?
So I would say this trailer, I was planning on seeing Loki anyway, but the trailer, the quality and everything, I'm gonna give this 10 Lokis in that trench coat that he was wearing. Oh my God. Out of 10 shocked Mobius expressions when reacting to Obi.
Okay. Eugene saying, oh my God, I know the feeling. That means, gentlemen, you have the clap. You need to go get checked.
You don't do the clap on, clap off.
You want to clap off in general. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also going to give this 10 Victor Timeleys that I'm afraid that we're not going to be able to see after this. He's got his own trouble going on. Out of 10, we're going to go back to a scene from the first season. Surprisingly ripped Lokis.
There you go. I almost did decapitated timekeepers. Because there's a shot where there's a decapitated timekeeper. Like you just see the head. But
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't know.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, let's get into the next segment here because it's time to start
Let's get into
some
the
rumors.
I don't know.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and keep SpongeBob and Patrick biting their non-existent nails on the screen just a
I
little
mean,
bit
but they
longer.
just don't have them. Sponges don't have nails.
But I'm
Sponges
saying, like,
really
just-
aren't supposed to have arms.
Just a little bit longer so that Frey can be a little bit like her anxiety can just build a little bit.
Ugh.
And moving on. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh no, I'm more anxious now. No, kidding.
even more anxiety.
Ah! No.
Let's talk about some rumors here, guys. So Adam Driver apparently turned down that Fantastic Four role after he read the script, and this kind of surprises me on some levels, right? So over the past several months, there have been reports that Adam Driver was offered the role of Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four by Marvel. At one point, it was reported that he accepted the offer. At another more recent point, it was reported that the actor priced himself out and that the deal was never made. The actor turned Marvel down very early on after he read the script for the film. So, even before I jump into the tacos on the table on this one, actually just tacos on the table. Did he turn it down because he didn't like the script?
Well, so I'm gonna say something now, and it's gonna be a little cheeky. So I'm just preparing you all for that. I guess he wasn't so fantastic after all.
Woo! Ouch.
No, okay. So I know that Marvel doesn't let people read the script before they make a deal.
Right.
You have to sign a whole bunch of things before you even get to look at a script. So
But I
I
wonder if,
don't
like-
know if this is true or not. I say this as a, I don't know. For some reason, he didn't want to do it. He thought he might want to do it. I bet the money was good. And then for some reason, he decided not to do it. Now, do we know if that's because he didn't want to commit to what they wanted? Is it because the script sucked? Is it because he wanted too much money? It
Right.
could be all three of those things.
I wonder if him coming on, like if he had a contingency, just because he is a slightly bigger name that they may have been trying to shop for, that he was like, I want to read the script because I want to know what the character is getting into and like kind of like how this role is going to play before I sign anything with you guys. And I wonder if Disney was just like, okay, you know what, we'll let you read it, and he was just like, no, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this.
I mean, it may have been he'd also have to sign an NDA then that he.
Yeah, and I'm sure he
that
signed an
read it.
NDA.
Yeah.
I'm sure he signed an NDA. I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that, like, you know, like if he knew any kind of like, you know, almost tradecraft on what's going on with this film, that he was just like, no, he's not going to sign anything. If anything, the rumor comes from like, you know, he told somebody like, I read the script, didn't like it, and that was where it got left, you know.
Yeah. Or someone just said, "Oh, did you read the script?" And he said, "Yeah," and then they ran with it.
Right.
Like, so,
a lot of
you
times
know-
that's where like a lot of the rumors can come from, is like, you know, he just said meh,
Yeah.
and people are like, oh, he didn't like it.
And, you know, and I think everybody's grasping at straws for stuff right now too, because of the strike and everything. So I do think that, you know, and this is a big deal if they didn't get Adam Driver or whatever. I'm okay with Adam Driver not being in the film. I would be okay if he was in the film.
Right.
And, you know, I think that's fine. You know, he's gonna be okay if he doesn't make a MCU movie or if he does make one. That's, I mean, I'm sorry, but this is what it's gonna be. He's already a big star. He's gonna keep being a big star. So I'm okay with that. I would be okay if they did unknowns for the Fantastic Four, but we don't know where they're going with it. So,
Yeah,
you know, there's that. But
Right.
yeah, I'm not putting any tacos on the table for this.
No, I mean, it's hard to call as far as like tacos on the table for this one. You know, I don't know. I think there's multiple reasons why he may have turned it down. I mean, like the whole thing was, you know, it started off with he priced himself out. I think it was like he entertained the idea of doing a Marvel movie, but I don't think he wanted to do one in the first place.
Well, yeah, and I think that might be it, is that it was more a, you know, how long the commitment was. Because I really think that was it. He really complained about how long he had to do the Star Wars movies. Like, I mean, that was his one big complaint, was that it was, you know, he was committed to a movie franchise for that long of a time. And, you know, for the Fantastic Four, it could be 10 years or more that he would be committed to the MCU.
Right. I mean,
hey, look at that. It's the beard. The beard.
Oh, the beard is in there?
Beard.
So that means one more time. Happy St. Beard's Day.
More time.
Happy St. Beard's Day to the person that is attached to the beard. Graveyard, happy St. Beard's Day.
Happy St. Beard's Day. Happy month of graveyard.
So before we move on, right now, the people who are rumored to be in contention for Reed Richards, obviously we had Adam Driver, but Penn Badgley is still in the running.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's talks that John Krasinski's back in the running for it. So I honestly think John Krasinski is the smartest idea, because he's already played Reed Richards.
I want Johnny Boy.
I would love John Krasinski to play Reed Richards. I think that he knocked it out of the park when he played Reed Richards in the Doctor Strange movie. I'd want to see what he could do with the full movie.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him interact with more than just the people in one room. You know, like, I want to see how he interacts with the first family of Marvel. You know, I mean, that's kind of what I want to see. And the way that he was with Elizabeth Olsen,
right?
I just thought he was trying to be, empathic, but also empathetic.
Right, empathetic.
Empathetic. Okay. So yeah, no, he had that, but he also was like, look, stand down. You know, he was trying to talk it through before just going into battle. And that is absolutely something that Reed would do. So I think of all of it, I want him to turn to the camera and shrug.
If he
might.
did Jim Halpern, that would be amazing. I would love that so much.
It would be funny if they got who played what's her name in The Office. Her name, the actress's name is Jenna Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like if she played Invisible Woman.
Oh yeah,
that would be funny.
That would be,
and then,
great, actually, especially since they got married. But we're dragging this one on a little bit.
No, they didn't get married. She was married to James Gunn.
No, in the show they got married.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, Jim and Pam.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jenna Fisher married James Gunn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. So let's move on into the next story here, guys. I say guys, but it's just me and you in the chat.
There are some guys in the chat. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? Let's switch it up.
Yeah. You know what? I love that transition. You get one of these.
Next year will mark the 7th anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh. Are we going to go to its preschool graduation? All right. It launched March 3rd, 2017. Rumors have been circulating for years about the successor to Nintendo Switch. It's looking increasingly likely that a launch will be happening in 2024. Okay, Nintendites. According to Video Games
No,
Chronicles.
Beardites. Remember, everybody in the chat right now is a Beardite.
Beardite. Development kits are now in the hands of Nintendo's key partners, with quotation marks, with a launch plan for the second half of next year. Sources for the outlet claim that the system will still have a cartridge slot for physical games. Though backwards compatibility remains unclear, it's also possible the system may launch with an LCD screen rather than an OLED to help reduce costs.
Interesting.
Yeah. Doesn't say like there's no like name.
No, so I mean that's
Donor
why they call it
anything.
Switch 2 for now. I mean it's the same thing
Yeah.
where like, you know, they always give it like, you know, whatever name that people want to give it next, but I mean, knowing Nintendo, it's not going to be called a Switch. It's going to be like a completely different name.
You know, maybe they should call it a lily pad.
A lily pad.
I don't know.
I
I mean, you know, but Mario got him to the thing, and he had he jumped on lily pads, and
True.
he jumped on all sorts of stuff.
You're not wrong.
So,
So Taco's on the table. Is Nintendo coming out with a new console next year?
it's been what, 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna put all my tacos on the table. James isn't here to see that I'm putting all of my tacos on the table, because usually when he's here, I parse it out.
So Graveyard in the chat saying supposedly it's supposed to be as powerful as the PS4. I mean, Nintendo's always kind of like in that route where the power in their console is always a generation behind, which is fine, you know, because they do focus on the gameplay more than they do the graphics. But I mean, even if PS4 graphics, that it's going to up their game significantly as far as the type of games that they can put on their consoles.
Tweak. Actually, you know, they could call the next console Twitter, because apparently it's gone now.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. So I think that's fine. I enjoyed playing all the Nintendo games when we had the Wii and I had the Super Nintendo and stuff. I liked playing all those games. They were really replayable, you know. I feel like, and I like the whole concept of the Switch. I don't have one, and I probably won't get whatever the new stuff is. It's just I don't play enough, and my family doesn't play those games enough. So we go with the PlayStations, or we go with Xbox.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Or
like
you play 'em
I
on the
have an
computer.
Xbox. Right. I have an Xbox. I want to get a PS5, but I've been wanting to get a Switch for a while. Mostly because some of the games I want to play, but then also because there's Nintendo has a lot of their games are a lot better to play with people.
Yeah, it's a lot more like social.
A lot more party games, right? There's a lot more party games that you can play with Nintendo that you can't necessarily. I mean, there's some that you can play on Xbox and stuff like that, but Xbox is more of like a online play kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I also see it being a smart move on Nintendo. Also, just considering that Xbox made a point, or Microsoft in general made a point of, if they acquire Activision, that a lot of those games are going to be cross-platforming to Nintendo. So I think it makes sense for Nintendo to come out with the console that has better graphics and kind of like a more intensive gameplay, if they're going to be getting more of these kind of like cross-platform games.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you know, Nintendo has always had a hard time fighting we're a kids console.
Right.
There are a lot of games that adults would play too, but I mean, I'm the worst to talk to because I play Lego games, and most Lego games are kids. So I'm just telling you, don't go by my recommendation.
Nothing wrong with Lego games.
I love them. I love them. They're my life. Okay. So, on YouTube, don't let me post in the chat anymore. Okay.
Graveyard. It's okay, Graveyard. Whatever you say on Twitch, I will make sure I put on screen for everyone to see.
Yeah, you're doing the green guy.
Right, exactly. So with that being said, my tacos are on the table. I think Nintendo is going to come out with a new console next year. I think it's overdue for them. I mean, yes, they did just do technically an upgrade on the Switch with the OLED model, but I think that it's about time for them to move on and do a new console, especially with the Steam Deck and the way that the Steam Deck is kind of like revolutionizing handhelds. I think that it makes sense for Nintendo to do something that can up the graphics, and I mean, like the technology is there for them to improve on, So,
and we're going so much more to that handheld, like mobile society where we just need to have everything at our fingertips at all times, kind of thing. So if they did an update, like another handheld or mobile platform, which would be awesome. Right. I might get it. I mean, I might get it for Animal Crossing. I hear that's fantastic, and I would probably get addicted to it. So, yeah.
And like, this is a reason for me not to go and get a Switch right now, because if they come out with a new console next year, it's like, now I gotta like switch this out for this one. Switch it.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So that's it for our rumors here today. Let's get into the news, because guys, it is now time for the download. Let's keep that on the screen a little bit to trigger some feelings here. Ladies and gentlemen, check out the Distance Nerdington Post for more news, all the trailers, reactions. Let us know what you're nerding out on this week. So we've got all kinds of stuff on the Nerdington Post. Of course, Cam is always posting new things. James is always posting stuff in the chat. All just trying to keep everything up and running and staying on top of the news as much as possible. So guys, let's talk some mutants here, specifically teenage mutants that also happen to be ninjas and reptiles that are inside of a tank. Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon Movies have announced that they are already developing a sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and they're also developing a 2-season series that will serve as a bridge between the films. The spin-off series will be titled Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it will debut on Paramount Plus. So, of course, without James being here because he's in a meeting, let's just go ahead and talk about the Tales of the Opsis synopsis. The Turtles will be challenged like never before as Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey each go it alone for the first time. Faced with new threats and teaming up with old allies, the Turtles will discover who they really are when they don't have their brothers at their sides. So there's no information shared on the story for the sequel, but director Jeff Rowe has teased that he wants to introduce the villains Shredder and Krang, which apparently aren't going to be in the first movie. I mean, but it also makes sense. I mean, like Shredder is their biggest villain, but I think they're going with Baxter Stockman in the first one.
I think so too.
I want to say I saw Baxter Stockman in the trailer for the first movie.
Yeah, that trailer was before Barbie when I went and saw it. So, and yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll watch it. So I will watch it. I'm just not going to watch it in the theater. I'll wait until it comes to streaming.
He said they don't call him Baxter. But I mean, Baxter. But I mean, yeah, I'm kind of, I am interested in this. Like, the trailer looks really good. It's gonna be weird to see, and it's not really weird because I mean, like, if the Turtles became what they are because of like, the ooze and everything like that. Oh, speak of the devil.
Oh my! It's Mephisto, everyone!
And we're here to nerd together.
To nerd together for the 137th
at some
time.
point in time.
Nerding 10. That's weird. Huh. I never. Huh.
All right, James. So
Put
we're
that together.
we're talking
I
about.
make myself vulnerable to you, and this is what I get.
All right, James. Just to catch you up for a second here, we're talking about Teenage
I
Mutant
make
Ninja Turtles.
myself vulnerable to you. I got cookies and I can't stop eating them. Sorry, you're catching up. TMNT.
So we're talking about how the villain for the first movie is supposed to be Baxter Stockman, and that they're talking about introducing Shredder and Krang as the villains for the second movie.
Ooh, I like that. That's nice.
I was saying I like the idea of, I mean, every property for Ninja Turtles that we get, it's always Shredder, right? So it's kind of cool that they're going with a villain that isn't Shredder for the first time, or even though he's the biggest villain in TMNT. But we get someone like, like a Baxter Stockman or like a Bebop and a Rocksteady, things like that, right? Now getting Shredder in the second movie and Krang, which would be amazing because I don't think we've gotten a proper Krang in a while.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Definitely
it's
was a
kinda
MODOK.
Like,
There was a MODOK.
it's kind of like, though, this franchise has decided that the heroes are the most important, and that it's not the most important thing to have a villain that could be overhyped.
And this is her talking shit about the Joker again. Just throw that out there, guys. She doesn't like the Joker. Well, not that she doesn't like the Joker. The Joker's overhyped. All right. TMNT Mutant Mayhem comes out of the sewers August 2nd, 2023.
That's tomorrow.
That's also known as tomorrow.
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 Moving on.
Moving on.
Invincible creator Robert Kirkman has confirmed that the main villain in season 2 of Invincible will be Angstrom Levi.
Oh my god.
Maybe related to Zachary Levi? I don't know.
He's definitely Shazam.
He is.
Right. And in a recent interview with
don't.
in a recent interview with Collider, he teased the character's story arc. The second season of Invincible hits Amazon Prime on November 3rd this year. I like Invincible.
I love
So do
it.
I. So
I know,
Series.
for those,
I know you guys talked about it just recently with that special Adam Eve episode.
Yeah.
yes.
That was really cool. I dug that. It's like a nice little teaser for the season that's coming.
Right.
Yes.
Now, what's surprising, what surprised me? So on Instagram, for those of you who haven't checked it out at all, because I'm gonna actually look up where we're at with that right now. But on Instagram, I posted, a superhero super showdown. Right? I've been doing that for like every day or not every day, but every other day this week. And I did Superman versus Omni-Man versus Homelander. Who would win in a fight? Surprisingly, everybody voted for Superman. Omni-Man, got to remember that Viltrumites are basically Kryptonians. They're the same. They have the same powers. They have the same. The biggest difference is Viltrumites don't have a vulnerability the way that Kryptonites do.
Well, the biggest difference is mustaches. So
Kryptonians.
Kryptonians do. And Viltrumites, not only that, they are think Zod, but way more trained, right? Because like Zod's big thing was he didn't understand his powers, and that's kind of what gave Superman the advantage over him. When you put someone like Omni-Man, when you put Noah, was it his name's Noah, right? No.
Noah Grayson, because Mark Grayson is Invincible. So.
No, right, but I mean, is his name Noah or Nolan? Nolan Grayson, right?
Yeah, Nolan Grayson. Yeah.
When you look at Nolan Grayson is Superman, but with evil intent and willing to kill. So I think Omni-Man would win that fight hands down.
And he doesn't really care what the public thinks either.
Right. And then of course Homelander's just, I mean, he's basically a mutate. So he's he's a cheap version of Superman. Both of them would mop the floor with Homelander.
I mean, Homelander was he would be out like immediately.
Yeah.
And then they just go toe to toe. So
right. And
I just don't know.
Sean's saying the same thing here, right? Like Sean's saying Omni-Man has no morals. And that's kind of why I say in a fight between the three of them, I think Omni-Man would win. Only because Omni-Man is the guy who does not give two shits about anybody.
That's true. That is true. You know, okay, yeah. No, I was gonna say I think Superman would win, and I said like we talked about this last week, and I said no, Superman would totally win, and I do think he would.
Mhm.
But I do think it would be one of those fights with whoever wins may not survive as well. I think that, you know, because they're very evenly matched. I think, and you know, we really don't know the limits of either one of them. Homelander is a little bitch. I'm sorry.
It is. He just wants some milk. That's all it is. He just wants a little bit of milk.
Oh God, don't. I'm gonna vomit.
I just saw.
If we keep talking about milk.
I just saw the timer finish, and it goes, "Finish your thought," and you're like, "Homelander's a little bitch." I'm like,
oh. So.
Okay.
So again, guys, Invincible coming out November 3rd, and I'm excited for it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for it. I love Invincible
I'm
as a
so
show.
excited. So basically, what we're saying is that really Invincible is more like Superman than he is like Omni-Man.
Yes, I would say that.
A little Boy Scouty.
I would say that his son is definitely. Invincible is a lot more like Superman than he is, but he's also not as strong just because
he's half human.
Half human.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, I get it. I was just thinking that would be more of a comparison then would be Superman versus, Superman and Invincible, because, you know, it's the whole learning about your powers and all that kind of stuff. So
God, Sean,
anyway,
I love you.
On.
Yeah, let's move on. But then also, Sean, I love you, man. Wow, Philippe went there. A Got Milk commercial.
Speaking of Superman, sad day at the Playhouse.
Yeah.
Paul Reubens, best known for playing Pee Wee Herman over the years, passed away this Sunday after a private battle with cancer. He was 70 years old. Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize he was that old.
All the feels, man. Well, yeah, he's been around forever.
But I mean, like, because he was big in the 80s. But I mean, at the same time, I didn't realize that he was. God, the 80s were 40 years ago.
40 years ago, dude.
He is that old. He was that old, man. Oh my God. I still feel like the 80s was only like 10 years ago, dude. All right, so I'm just.
And the 90s were 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And 2000s were like 3 years ago. We're good at math.
It's okay.
All right. A message that Ruben previously wrote that was shared on his social media said, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect for my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." Oh, so sad.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to even read the rest because it'll make me sad.
I'll read it.
I mentioned it at the top of the show. I might cry because
I'll go ahead and read it.
Okay, you read it so we can see Phil cry.
Yeah, because you two are babies, but I'll read it. Okay. The post caption written by his estate reads, "Last night we said farewell to Paul Reubens, an iconic American actor, comedian, writer, and producer whose beloved character Pee Wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy, and belief in the importance of kindness. Paul bravely and privately fought cancer for years with his trademark tenacity and wit. A gifted and prolific talent, he will forever live in the comedy pantheon and in our hearts as a treasured friend and man of remarkable character and generosity of spirit. Pee Wee will be missed."
So sad.
Rest in peace, Paul Reubens. I mean, honestly, it sucks. You know what I hope though? At some point, So you guys know he did a Pee-wee's Playhouse live, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it went back to the original adult comedy that he intended
Yeah.
it to be. I'm
I think they did it as a stage show.
right. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that somebody recorded that or that he had it recorded at some point, and we get like there's a like an HBO or a Max special or something of Paul Rubens as Pee Wee Herman live.
That would be awesome.
Didn't they do it on Netflix?
Did they do
They
that?
might have. Yeah, I thought they did something.
I'll
like
look it
that
up.
on
You guys
Netflix.
keep talking.
Because if there
Um,
is a live version of that, because I know they had like documentaries and there was like they had like snippets of it, but I didn't know that if they did put out a full version of it, I really want to watch it.
Well, I know that there are underground recordings of like before it became a kids show and he was doing it on stage because that's where it started.
Right.
That there were a lot of people that recorded those, so we may start seeing some of those as well come out. But yeah, it's really sad. I mean, it's sad that he battled the cancer alone for so long, and it's also sad that he passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. So I loved him in Buffy. So I loved him before that, but I remember when I saw it, I was like, I said, "Oh, I'm so sad, but maybe now he'll be able to clap," because he had one of his arms got torn off in Buffy. That was like a big scene in there where he said, "I can do anything you can do," and she said, "Oh, really? Clap." And he couldn't clap because he only had one arm. So
So rude.
And again, we
So
want to
rude.
remember all the funny things, all the things that made us love Paul Rubens, right? I mean, like another example of something I love, a character that I love that he did was in Mystery Men.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
loved him in Mystery Men.
He was because that was his comeback. He hadn't been acting for a few years, and his comeback was Mystery Men, and I loved that character. It was so good.
Yeah, he was in Nightmare Before Christmas, Penguin's Father, and Batman Returns. I loved him in that. It was him and Carol Kane, right?
Right, and then also he came back. I remember it was a big deal when he came back to play Penguin's father again in Gotham.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
It's like you play a different version of the same character. It's almost like how J.K. Simmons plays J. Jonah Jameson in like 3 different universes. I love that.
Yeah, or like Kevin Conroy doing all the animated Batman.
Mhm.
I mean, like he did that, so he became associated with it, and Paul Rubens really did become associated with being Penguin's father, and I know he just loved all the characters that he played. Like he really enjoyed entertaining people, and that's why he got into it. So.
Ark had to put his name up the spline, right? But you have to do it with the heavy lisp that he had, right? The spline, the spline. I love it.
Well,
Paul Rubens, you will be missed, man.
Yeah, the red bow tie won't be the same without you in it.
No,
right. I think it's on Voodoo. It's called a Pee Wee Herman show on Broadway.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy that. It's something I definitely want to watch.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna buy it because Phil Lamar's in it.
Oh,
what?
Okay, so hold on. Did Phil Lamar play? God, what was his name?
Cowboy Carl.
Cowboy Carl.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was actually gonna say, did he play?
I always said Captain Carl, and I was like, it's not Captain. It was Cowboy Carl.
I'm forgetting the actor who played him.
Lawrence Fishburne.
But it was Larry Fishburne back then.
Yeah, it was Larry Fishburne.
Yeah. He didn't start going. He when he started doing more serious acting, he called himself Lawrence.
Yeah.
But he was Larry Fishburne back then.
Who was married? Who either is currently or was married to Gina Torres.
Right.
Who was on Angel. And Angel was a spinoff of Buffy.
You got this whole like conspiracy theory board going. I love it.
I can do this all day.
Before we move on, the last thing I just have to comment on what Eric said. I remember playing a mod for the original PC Doom where all the enemies screamed like Pee-wee when you shot them. So I can just imagine every time you shot one of those demons, you just All right, guys, let's move on here. Whew. Pee Wee Herman, I love you, man. Oh,
The Hollywood Shuffle is hitting Sony. You ready for this?
more Hollywood Shuffle. Come on.
Yep. Sony Pictures has shuffled up a bunch of release dates for its upcoming slate of anticipated films. I guess so.
Some
I
of
don't
them
know.
are
That's a
anticipated. I'm not
strong
going to
word.
all
Anticipated.
anticipated.
I mean, we're anticipating that they're coming out. I don't know if we're anticipating seeing them all.
I know, right? Well,
Some of them are anticipated.
at least 3
There's
of these I'm
anticipation
anticipating.
somewhere,
Yeah, 3 of these I'm anticipating.
and some of them
So,
were just perspirating.
Yeah.
So Ghostbusters Firehouse, the sequel, right, is
Mhm.
going from December of this year to March of next year. So what is that? 4-ish months? Three,
Right.
4-ish
I was actually
months.
unaware that they were doing this movie.
Yeah,
I
no,
knew that
this
they were
is
doing
sequel.
it. I didn't know that it was filming already, though.
Oh yeah. So let's do if we're anticipating it or perspirating it.
This is I'm anticipating this one. I like.
I am also anticipating.
Yeah.
James.
Tacos on the table for anticipating.
No.
Here's one
Okay.
to
Yes, Sean.
quench
you
your
can
hunger.
wait, Union Strong.
Craven the Hunter has been delayed from October of this year to August of next year. I'm okay with that.
So yeah, this is perspiration for me. I know that Frey just wants to watch this movie for Aaron Taylor Johnson's abs. So
I was gonna say I'm anticipating the abs, but perspirating for the rest of it. Bill
right,
knows
Madam-
me so well.
I know, right? So I know
Madam-
that you like his abs. That's about it. But I mean, that trailer he looks like the shittiest Craven. I'm sorry.
You could just take this screenshot and you're good. You don't need to
Yeah.
watch the movie. Okay,
Well,
Madam
you gotta
Weeb.
see the abs move. Come on.
Right?
You don't know anything about kinks. Let's move on.
Just
We're not kink shaming.
print- just print it out on a piece of paper and just kind of wave it around and you'll be fine.
Ooh, he's moving. Oh,
Put it up against the fan, and then every now and again it oscillates. Ooh, look at
Jesus.
Ugh.
All right. Next week.
Craven. Oh. Madam Weeb was moved from February 2024 to. Oh wait.
February 2020.
It was moved up 2 days.
It got
Oh,
moved
wait.
to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I got
They're
moved up
sure
2 days.
dancing around my birthday. It was the day
Who
after
does
my
that?
birthday and the day before my birthday.
Who does that?
Apparently Sony does.
This is a perspiration movie again because I'm not excited for Madam Web. I don't think it needs a movie, but whatever.
Phrasing
And
to go see it on her
anticipation
birthday.
for the female empowerment, but perspiration for the rest of it because I don't think it's going to be that good.
It's going to be an origin story we didn't know we needed. All right, Venom 3 is officially dated for July 12th of 2024, so we're a little less
Oh,
than a
who
year
is-
away.
Who's Venom dating?
Who's he dating? He's dating Carnage.
Oh, he is.
Oh
He's
my-
not dating Zendaya because apparently everybody else is in Tom Holland's world. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't even know where that came from. Who said that?
Let's race to the next one. So Gran Turismo
Oh.
was moved back a couple of weeks from August 11th to August 25th. So still this month, just a few weeks back.
Just
Why do
going
they
back,
do that?
Venom 3, I'm not. I'm perspiring on that one. I'm not excited for this movie
Yeah.
because I think the first movie was just kind of like, meh. The second movie was you guys messed this up. So I'm not I'm not excited for the third movie, mainly because I know that they're gonna do what's his name?
No.
Noel. That's who I was about to
Noel.
look at the name. I know that they're gonna do Noel. They haven't said that they're doing Noel, but I know they're doing Noel because they feel like they've earned Noel, and I know that they haven't. And yeah, I'm not excited for this movie. Gran Turismo, I actually am excited for.
I am not remotely excited for Venom to the point of I'm irritated by how much I'm perspirating. So, yeah.
You're irritated that's even a
Yeah.
film.
That it even made it to a third film. But I mean, people go and watch it and it's made a shit ton of money. So I mean, like that's the problem is you go and watch a crappy movie and you know, you're telling the studio that make more because
You
we
vote with your dollars.
Exactly. But Gran
All right,
Turismo, I'm drenched in not wanting to see it. Like completely like soaked through towels, bedding, everything that I don't want to see.
It actually looks good. It does, and I love the idea of they're not doing a hey, let's find a let's make a story out of this game that makes no sense to the game. I like the idea of no, let's tell a true story behind something that is involved with Gran Turismo. I think that's actually it is.
Game adjacent movie.
It's a game adjacent movie because the whole story is about a kid who plays Gran Turismo and becomes an actual race car driver.
I
Yeah.
mean, I dig that. I'm just not going to see it in theaters because, first of all, I don't really care about NASCAR and racing.
Well, it's F1,
And-
so it's not really NASCAR.
Well, no, I'm just saying racing, like the racing thing at all. Although I do enjoy a good horse race, believe it or not. But anyway,
You want to see
I
racing
saw one-
with a hint of animal cruelty, is what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
no, I really don't.
Oh, all right.
But
Gran
yeah,
Turismo.
so, go ahead. I'm done.
I was gonna say Gran Turismo. I am not excited, but I think the fact that it's not like this is a video game movie out to sell video game stuff makes me want to see this. Where it's like this is just gonna be an interesting story, and knowing it's a true story is like that's more appealing to me than it being a video game movie.
Right. I think that's what appeals to me for this movie is not that it's a video game movie, but it's just the true story aspect of it and just kind of like this kid kind of like overcoming adversity kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could. See
Yeah,
that.
if you told me that.
Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for you to finish. I was just gonna make a joke, so go ahead.
I was gonna say, since I know it's coming out in the summer, I do think that it's a good summer movie. Like it is that kind of movie that has the game like name recognition, but is also a true story. So you get that the parents of the kids that are gonna have to see it because they don't want their kids going to see a movie like this by themselves. So then the parents will have something to get into. The kids will have something to enjoy. It's just really hard. That's a fine line to make both of those demographics happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I think any
won't
movie
see
that
it in the theaters,
any movie that has that based on a true story kind of perks my attention just to see what it's about,
Yeah.
Like whatever that Dracula on a boat is. If you told me that was
The Last
based on a true
Voyage of
story,
the
I'd be like,
Demeter.
So
I'd be like,
what
okay.
I'm gonna see that.
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to jump too much into this because we do have to like kind of cut it down for time. But I mean, the Voyage of the Demeter, the whole idea is they took like a throwaway line in the book and made a whole story out of it because that little line was just like they the ship arrived and everyone was dead and they never told that story. So they made a whole movie out of that, out of like this one little line, and I think that's
Dracula's voyage,
right
across the sea,
voyage.
yeah,
right.
And Liam Cunningham's in it.
Hey, I'll be honest. This is just a ripoff of Morbius, so I'm very offended by this.
Blackula, right? Because there's like an entire sequence in Blackula that is about this. So,
Hot take. This is a movie about Dracula.
Okay, the bad one. We've been kind of holding off, but Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse has been delayed indefinitely.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the strike or what or whatever's going on, but I think they tried to put this a year away from Across the Spider-Verse, and it's just not going to happen. Plus the strikes and everything like that, so
Right.
it's delayed indefinitely. Ouch.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I'm anticipating because if you have not seen Into the Spider-Verse, I'm sorry, not Into the Spider-Verse, it was
Across the
Across the
Spider-
Spider-Verse. I mean, just as good as the first one. It's so good. So it kind of does, it upsets me that we're not going to be able to see it on time, but I mean, we'll get it eventually, and I'm okay with getting it eventually because, again, I support the strike. I support both strikes. I support the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. So the writers and the actors need to get what they deserve, and I'm willing to sacrifice films and content that's out there if it means that they get what they deserve.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like Union Strong, definitely. If this gets delayed, it gets delayed. It'll still come out. I know. I mean, the other two have done so well, and Spider-Man is such a. I mean, it keeps the company afloat. So it's definitely gonna.
That
It's
franchise
just-
in general is the only actual success. I mean, Venom does have some success, but I mean, the Spider-Verse movies are the only actual successful thing that Sony has come up with.
Well, yeah,
If
and
we-
Venom. The only reason Venom is successful is because they have Spider-Man. You couldn't have Venom if you didn't have Spider-Man.
I mean, he's not in the films. There's no Spider-Man in the films.
No, but he's a Spider-Man character, so if they didn't own Spider-Man, they wouldn't. have
Spider
existed.
adjacent.
He's
Yeah.
Spider adjacent.
I will take 19 Venoms and Cravens and Morbiuses if we can still keep getting Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse movies, because I
yeah.
love those movies.
Right. Comics Explained in the chat saying Spider-Verse movies are god tier. 100% agree with that.
Oh,
They are.
definitely.
Yep.
What's above god tier? Titan tier. They're Titan tier movies. Remember Titans?
I may like
Celestial tier.
Yeah.
I may like the Spider-Verse movies more than I like any of the MCU movies. Definitely more than any of the DC movies.
They're definitely more. They're more Spider-Man and more like they tell the story so much better.
I sense a
Yeah.
bracket coming.
I do. I really enjoy them. I enjoy them, and I'm not a Spider-Man person. So, and I've really
Be a
liked
Spider Gwen person.
I do like
Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider. Yeah, I was gonna say I do like Ghost Spider, but no, I've liked all the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. I think they've been really good quality. They've done really good with the Spider-Man. I think how they introduced Miles in animation and all of the way that they did that, I think that's been great. I don't go out of my way to see Sony movies, but I go out of my way to see Sony Spider-Man movies, and so that that tells you something. So yeah, I definitely.
Right.
I'm sad that it's on. It's indefinitely postponed, but you got to think about it's not just actors; it's animation, and they can't do the animation until they have the voices, and so it's like they
And the
can't
writing,
do any
yeah.
of this. And can't write, can't do any of that until the strike is over. So yeah, and they don't know. So I agree. I mean, it's a bummer, and we should organize something on March 29th, like do like a rewatch of Across the Spider-Verse or something. So then that way,
I like
that
it.
way, yeah, we can be like, hey guys, it was supposed to come out today, but we'll watch the Across the Spider-Verse and react to it or something. So
Right.
something
I
like
like it.
that.
So we definitely went over time on this. Let's move on here.
Oh, was there a timer?
Speaking of Miles, let's go to some Star Wars news. So, Lucas Films Star Wars Lando series is moving forward with Donald Glover set to write and star in the series.
Childish
Interesting.
Gambino, what?
This is America. All right. The
This
news
is
was
the
first
Millennium Falcon.
reported. The news was first reported by Above the Line. Then it was confirmed by Gizmodo, who said Donald Glover will be writing the show with his brother Stephen Glover.
Oh,
okay,
God.
cool.
No, okay. So just to kind of interject right here. So Donald and Stephen Glover, not only do they write Atlanta together, which is like amazing all together, they also wrote that unmade Deadpool show that apparently was like stupid funny.
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot wait for this.
I am so excited. I love Donald Glover, his writing. I love his singing, and I love his acting. Let's make
I
it
love his
happen,
dancing.
people.
Yeah.
I love his hair.
I mean, it's okay.
I love that. I love that he inspired Miles Morales.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
All right,
mean,
Han-
I really like it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yep, me too. I like it. Haunted Mansion director Justin Simeon was originally working on the show, but it was said to be off the project.
Oh, thank
no
God.
date when the Lando series will be landing on Disney Plus.
Huh?
Oh,
There.
Huh? Huh?
Wrote in a joke. Wrote in a joke.
that was awesome.
All right.
That was joke-tacular.
Absolutely was. All right, guys, let's talk this. So I love, and it kind of what Sean is saying in the chat. I love Donald Glover already as Lando Calrissian. As there's all, people have their takes on the Solo movie, but Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian was probably the best part of that movie.
He was really good. I liked the movie a lot, but he definitely did a really good job with Lando.
He was 100% Billy D. Williams vibe, because the whole thing is like him, like the way that he played Lando is exactly how you would picture a young Billy D. Williams. And I absolutely love the idea of not only him continuing to play Lando, because that's kind of something everybody wanted, but again, I mentioned it earlier, him and his brother writing the series itself. You're gonna get that humor, you're gonna get a lot of those Easter eggs, because they're so deep cut when it comes to this stuff. Like I love the idea of him writing and starring and basically getting a Star Wars version of Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, and he's a big nerd, and I think his brother is like as big of a nerd as he is.
Stephen Glover.
So
too.
yes. So I think that it's in good hands, and that's what I was worried about before when they were talking about it. Is 'cause
Right.
I didn't know who they were going to get to do it, and as we've all seen, especially you can see it in the MCU right now, if you don't have a good foundation, meaning a good story and script, it's really hard for Oscar, Emmy, Tony winning actors to give their best performance. And so I think with having Donald and Stephen Wright, writing the show. I said Donald and Stephen Wright. I don't know why I said that, but Donald and Stephen write the show, and he's going to be on the show. I think that's going to be really good, and I think he'll know what he wants to do with Lando and that character, and I think it'll be a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, he'll own it more.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I love the idea, because we talked about this when they first announced that they were doing a Lando show. I love the idea of having Billy D. Williams like start off and like tell stories about him being younger and then going to Donald Glover.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or like
You get that swagger from both of them.
You hear him start he narrates every episode, just like the beginning of every episode. You don't actually see him, you just hear the voice. And then you see Donald Glover as Lando, and then at the end of it, like pre-tape something at the end of it where you see Lando's telling a kid or telling or writing it down as a book or something,
Right.
and it's like Tales of the Jedi or something. Like they name it something in some quirky end thing. But anyway,
He's like Bilbo Bagginsing it,
yeah,
writing the story. Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
I actually like
All
that
right,
a lot.
so you want to, yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. All right, and it won't ever happen.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't.
Donald Glover and Stephen Glover. I know you guys watched the show. Just take the ideas. It's fine.
Yeah. Come on the show, Childish and Toddler Gambino.
Toddler Gambino. Again, I would love to have Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. Fun fact: you guys know how he got the name Childish Gambino?
I'm gonna say someone gave it to him.
No, it's actually a funny story.
Okay.
So, back in the day when you would get on, like one of those
Which
name
was
generators
Wednesday.
on the internet. Back, you'd get the name generators that were on the internet. You would say plug your name.
Oh yeah,
pick
yeah,
the name
like,
for you.
yeah.
He plugged his name into a Wu-Tang Clan. What would your name be if you were in the Wu-Tang Clan generator?
Yeah.
And it came up with Childish Gambino, and that's how that's how he got his name.
Oh, hey, I think that's great. I got my name from a problematic director producer who worked on Buffy, but that's a different story that I'm not telling anymore. So let's move on to Paramount Pictures. Let's move on to Paramount Pictures.
In some strange strategy news, Paramount Pictures CEO Brian Robbins has revealed a new animation strategy for the studio. The strategy specifically does not involve creating original stories and films. So weird. The studio will completely focus on existing IP, so that means they're going to focus on SpongeBob, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Ninja Turtles.
Do you think they're just saying
So they have a whole studio for those.
Do you think they're just saying the like soft part out loud, like, hey, we agree there are no new ideas in Hollywood, so we're just gonna come out and say we're not doing any new animation IP. We're sticking with the ones we got.
I don't
See you
like that as
later, everybody.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that because it's kind of like now you're just stifling writers, right? Like, and maybe that's a move that Paramount is doing because they don't have like very much that they can kind of like work on right now. But I mean, like, once the writer's strike is over, because it would be stupid for it never to end. But I mean, like, once the writer's strike is over, all you're doing is stifling your writers. All you're doing is saying you cannot create new IP. You cannot create new and fun ideas, or you cannot create something that just is original, and it's kind of like, again, like, what if somebody has an amazing idea for an original IP and Paramount's like, no. So then that writer, if they have a staff writer, like, what if they just that gives you an excuse to move on to another studio? I think Viacom or Paramount in this case, because it's not just Viacom, Paramount in this case is leaving money on the table because they're making a dumb decision.
Yeah, they're cutting off half of their nose, basically,
right,
to spite their face. Because, like, yeah, you can
I was trying to
have your
figure out
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all that, but you never know when you're gonna get somebody that introduces the new Batman. Not Batman, but you know what I'm saying, like,
right,
a global
the next hit.
Because I mean, there's so many anime that everybody just loves, and there's so many, like, so we don't know, but that had to be established at some point. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were new IP at some point,
right?
So it's like, why limit yourself that much?
I mean, so was
yeah,
SpongeBob, so was Avatar. Like, yeah, I mean, just kind of like all that stuff
Yeah.
was new IP at some point. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's dumb. It's a dumb idea. I mean, there's a couple of
I think Sean says it where he says they're playing it safe. I totally agree. I think part of it is just a numbers thing. Because think about
Yeah.
the amount of marketing that needs to go into a project and appeal to, kids and whoever else. But, having an existing IP of SpongeBob, Avatar, Ninja Turtles, they can always push merch that way, But a brand new IP takes so much more effort to market and get product out there to support it. If they got merch, people.
Yeah. The other thing though is, and you're jumping in because we have one more segment after this, but I mean, like, there is like, there's also the problem that they have with, if they do something like that, doesn't mean that just because they're marketing something that already exists doesn't mean that it's going to have good writers. You know what I mean? Or that, like, you're going to write something that it lives up to Avatar. You're going to write something that lives up to TMNT. SpongeBob, you can do anything, and yeah, I mean, you, as long as it's silly and you do like some type of dumb joke, SpongeBob will work. You can make that work, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
like, Avatar and TMNT, even like a lot of the IPs that they have right now, does, just because you're doing something that already has an established fan base doesn't mean you're going to do it right.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just think that they're limiting themselves, and it's just
Absolutely.
silly to limit yourself. That's the way to go out of business.
Funny enough, Paramount actually does have an original animated film coming out entitled Under the Boardwalk, which is going to get a theatrical release, but will not get a theatrical release, but will be on Paramount Plus.
Under the Boardwalk.
Boardwalk.
That movie. So there's some quotes from some directors, just kind of taking some takes on this. So Guillermo del Toro was not impressed with the news, taking to Twitter to share his thoughts, simply saying, "Dear Lord," as you know, the director's animated take on Pinocchio won an Oscar for Best Animated Feature earlier this year. I mean,
Can we call it Twitter still?
X.
I mean, it is still Twitter.
X. But I mean, like,
No, we're gonna call it Twitter because I refuse to say
the tweets.
It still
Did
says
Twitter
tweet,
change
retweet.
names?
Yeah.
Twitter changed its name
Did-
to X, and
I was camping. I don't know.
but I mean, again, Guillermo del Toro just all he had to say was "Dear Lord," right? Like, that's a dumb idea, right? Of course, then we were just talking about the amazing IP that these guys come up with, but Lego Movie and Spider-Verse filmmaker Chris Miller. This is an ignorant attitude. No studio head would say they wouldn't make an original drama or action movie or biopic or comedy, or wouldn't have made Avatar. To suggest animation alone needs to be IP is absurd.
Yeah. I mean, you even have companies out there doing variations on IP now. Like, because like the Star Wars Visions, none of that's canon.
Yeah,
right.
But
Yeah.
you've got animators doing it. Yeah, it's Disney doing it, but they're taking the IP that they have and using it in new and different ways.
Right.
But they're also inventing new parts of that IP.
Yeah, new
And what
ways
they're
to tell new
saying-
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
what they're saying is they just want to do their IP because that's the only thing that makes them money. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm
And they
saying
still
that,
found a way
Yeah.
to get merch. They got merch, people.
woohoo!
Cue the
Yeah, merch, people. Oh, was I supposed to do that a different way?
We got
Wow.
T-shirts and a
Yeah,
hat.
hold on.
One hat.
They got merch, people. I don't know why that wasn't working. All right. But before we get into merch, because we do have one more segment tonight, because I see James trying to transition here.
This is gonna be
There's gonna be a lot of hot takes here.
yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this last segment. It's time. Break it down. It's time for the breakdown.
Secret Invasion, episode 6. Home. Secret Invasion, Samuel L. Jackson's spy thriller vehicle from Marvel Cinematic Universe, has concluded its 6-part run. It seems actually kind of short.
It was
six
short.
episodes. 6-part run. If not
And yet it seemed
overwhelming
way too
finale.
long.
When we left off, Fury donned his iconic eye patch, once again preparing for a final face-off against the Rebel Skrull leader Gravik. Gaia brings Gravik a Super Skrull showdown, while Fury aims to solve the Colonel Rhodes issue alongside Sonya Fallsworth, my new favorite Marvel character.
Sonya Fallsworth is amazing. I love that character.
All right, so before we get into the Easter eggs and all that stuff, what were you expecting out of the finale of Secret Invasion?
I was expecting a lot more. Honestly, I was expecting more of a. I was expecting more from Rhodey. I felt like there wasn't like it was very anticlimactic with the way that they showed off Rhodey. I feel like we didn't get any Avengers at all. And I get it. They tried to make it like, oh yeah, I want to do this on my own, but it's like Secret Invasion in the comics was the stakes and the scale were a lot larger in the comic than they were in the show.
Right.
And I feel like we didn't get the stakes that we should have gotten, especially with like, kind of, we're going to talk about this Easter egg in a minute, but it's just kind of like the way that the harvest, like the way that they kind of like talk about the harvest, like we didn't get to see any of those characters. Right now, we know that they exist in there because, spoilers, guys, we're going to talk a little bit of spoilers here, but when they have this whole Super Skrull showdown that happens, they pretty much use powers from every character in Marvel. So it's like, it wasn't, like it wasn't it wasn't an issue with as far as like animating everything on there. It could have been that they just didn't want to spend the money on the actors.
It could be, I feel like they wanted to accomplish two separate things for this show. They wanted us to learn more about Fury and his past and see him more vulnerable. And they wanted to introduce the Skrulls and then being disgruntled and to start the process to get to the Secret Wars. I think that's what they wanted to accomplish. We did learn more about Fury, but how they showed the Skrulls and what they showed the Skrulls, like how they showed them being disgruntled and everything, didn't move the story along at all. I really didn't. Like they could have just given Gaia powers.
Yeah. You could have made her a Super Skrull from the beginning.
Yeah. They could have done it from the beginning and that would have been a lot better, but no, they didn't. So I was very disappointed in the season finale, very disappointed in it because I don't think it did what it intended to do. I think it was like they introduced and dipped their toes into certain things, like okay, we're going to dip our toes and it's going to be a spy thriller. Oh, we're going to dip our toes and it's going to be this is an alien invasion. Oh, we're going to dip our toes and it's a love story. Yeah. And so it dipped its toes into too many kiddie pools and it should have stayed in one kiddie pool.
Yeah.
And folded the other stuff into it as a B story and a C story, but they didn't do that. They wanted to make every single story an A story, and it overcrowded it and convoluted all of it.
Right. I feel like they didn't do enough with like kind of with Gravik. I felt like I understand that they wanted to kill off some of those characters, but it's just kind of like some of it was really anticlimactic. Like some of it was just kind of like, they were not really, they didn't really do justice to those characters by killing them the way they did.
Yeah, Maria Hill's death really meant nothing, and Talos' death really meant nothing.
Right.
Because they were trying to stop a war. And then at the very end with Ritson going, no, if they're not human, they're gone, that kind of thing. And so that's like, it's like that. Those are Asgardians too.
Right.
I mean, Asgardians aren't human. So, I mean, they can blend in better, but they're not human. And so this is starting a bigger thing, and I see what they did there. They could have made 3 1.5-hour episodes, like kind of like a Sherlock Holmes, kind of like the Sherlock show, BBC Sherlock show,
Mhm.
and had that and just made it like that and made it like special presentation type of thing. And it would have, I think it would have been better because I
The other
think,
thing is President Ritson standing in for Senator Kelly at this point?
yeah,
Because that's the whole thing is like now they're doing a, if you are not human, then we're waging a war against you. And it's like, okay, well, does that mean with all the Easter eggs we got for like people who are superhuman and people with the X factor and everything like that?
yeah.
Does that mean that President Ritson now becomes our Senator Kelly in the MCU? He's the dude that's like,
I think
setting
it-
up like, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, well, we don't consider superhumans human either.
Right.
You
Oh,
know,
and mutants aren't human. And so, hey, well, I think Ritson saying that on national television may bring the X-Men, if they're on Earth,
Mhm.
may bring the X-Men out of hiding because they're like, well, no, now we're, we've been, surreptitiously fighting evil but not just doing it in
Let's
our
see
little
that.
area,
right?
and
Like,
then bring them out, and then Rogue takes Gaia's powers because now she has Miss Marvel's Captain Marvel's powers,
right.
and she takes her powers, so that will nerf her. And then we still have Carol out there being cosmic.
Right.
But she hasn't been on Earth. She hasn't been on Earth long enough for Rogue to take her powers. But I think, that would be an easier way to, if they introduce the mutants, that would be an easier way to depower Gaia, and that would nerf her. So that's my idea to nerf her, is that actually the mutants now hearing Ritson's declaration of war on anyone that's not fully human, the mutants come out of hiding because they know what it's like to be outcasts, and they start and to keep Gaia from going all ham on it, they have Rogue just nerf her.
Right.
I think it was too easy with this whole Super Skrull. You can become a Super Skrull faster than you can get a Happy Meal. Like, I did not understand. Was like, just, you want a power, you get a power. You get all the powers. Why isn't there a gazillion Super Skrulls already, instead of just people hanging out in some Russian, radioactive town? Why don't they just pump them all into, make them all Super Skrulls? I don't get it. They have that
think that
technology
was,
just
like,
sitting there.
Yeah, it's very like $6,000 man. $6 million man. I really shortchanged him. All right.
It's a recession.
It's a recession. Yeah, I agree with you. Why didn't they have it? But I was under the impression that they hadn't finished it yet. And so like Gravik was like the guinea pig, so to speak, and maybe a couple of the other ones, but that was it. So.
And then she shot him, right? Like, oh my gosh. And then he dies. He shot her.
No,
like,
she didn't.
2 episodes
she,
before.
Did the Frost Beast thing? She had that frost. It was like a frost sword, and she like went all the way through him. Like,
right, but when she like
skewered
killed him.
Yeah,
it was just like a.
Oh yeah, she shot him in like right here in the head.
But he has the extremis thing. Like, he should regenerate or whatever. I don't know. It was just a little weird. I like the idea of Secret Invasion. I liked the Fury stuff. It just felt it felt too short.
Gotcha.
It felt too short, but it also felt too long. Like, to me, honestly, it did. It
and
was
sometimes
like,
wide. It was wide in certain
wide
places.
and long, like a semi truck.
Yes.
But never as long as they really tell you it is. But I think that there were some parts I was really invested in the Fury stuff, not so invested in the Skrull stuff.
Right.
And then when the whole Scrody happened, I was like, oh, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get Rhodey versus Scrody, and it's gonna be fantastic. And we didn't get that, so it was another disappointing thing.
We
for
got
me.
no War Machine in this whatsoever.
No.
And it's like, okay, so we have Colonel Rhodes, but we have no War Machine whatsoever. And that kind of like bothered me as well. Is like, like why are you going to bring Colonel Rhodes into this whole thing and not have him be War Machine at any point?
Mhm.
Should we talk about Rhodey right now?
Yeah.
Scrody. Are we going to talk about Scrody or are we going to talk about Rhodes?
We're actually going to talk about Rhodey. So, like, the whole thing with Colonel Rhodes in this is when they do recover Colonel Rhodes, it's very obvious that he's in a hospital gown when they find him.
Yeah, he was going in for a colonoscopy. He's only been Scrody for a few weeks.
That's why his legs are weak.
But that's the thing. Is
Colonoscopy.
I called this though. I said that at some point when the Skrull took over, it was that's going to be the explanation as to why Rhodey can just walk, right? Because like if you remember Civil War, after Civil War, at the end of Civil War, when they show him in recovery, he's got like robotic legs, right?
You got magic legs.
He got magic legs, right? But I mean, like every time we saw him after that, every scene you see him in, up until we get to Endgame, he's got these like robot legs on. Because in Infinity War, at the beginning of Infinity War, or the beginning of Endgame, when they show him, he still has the robot legs.
Yeah.
Right. So it's obvious that he can't just walk on his own because he got paralyzed. So he's, Tony made these legs for him to walk on, and they probably add on to the War Machine suit, right? So I mean, like you have this version of Rhodey where he's been severely injured, he can't walk on his own, but then all of a sudden, in like the next movie after Endgame, where you see him, he's walking fine and he's wearing a regular suit, and it's like how did he just recover? So that's kind of where I feel like after Endgame is where they took over.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too. I mean, I was kidding about that, but I really hope it was after Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, then that just really cheapens that conversation that he had with Sam Wilson.
But he didn't have magic legs then.
No,
he had
well,
normal legs.
He had the suit on. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that I'm hoping that he was Rhodey then and not Scrody.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And that's why I say, he was just going in for a colonoscopy or something. So,
they alluded to it.
Doctor's appointment.
They alluded to it happening like right after Civil War. And they haven't confirmed anything yet, but they said it's going to be interesting to see how far back this Skrull invasion has been. So they're alluding it to
if they'll talk about that in I don't know, a movie called Armor Wars.
And I think that's where we're going to see more of it. I think we're going to see Rhodey with being War Machine again, because also pay attention to the fact that we haven't seen him in the War Machine costume since Endgame.
That's true.
Right? Like since Endgame, we have not seen him suit up in the armor at all. Every time you see him, he's in a suit.
Yeah. Oh no, it's true. I mean, and I agree. Like if it is, but I just really hate that if that was Scrody, then it's really gonna mess with Sam Wilson. And it just cheapens that whole pep talk he gave.
Yeah, their interaction. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, and then there was another thing. Guy telling the story as Fury. That irked me. It irked me a lot because I was like, I just don't feel like that was her story to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even to sell that was,
I totally agree
that she was being Fury. I left a bad taste in my mouth. Sorry.
I mean, again, there's a lot that went on in this show that I felt was not executed right. And just kind of again, we should have seen way more, not just Super Skrulls, but just kind of especially like with the way that they show the Harvest and how he gets his powers and everything like that, and they have all these powers for all these characters. Like there was so much more potential for the beginning of the show being that they got the Harvest already and they're making Super Scrolls, or that they had gotten the Harvest a long time ago and made Super Scrolls to be in place of all of these characters the way that it was in the
Right.
comics.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
instead
this
of
is
just
almost like baby Secret Invasion.
right, because the only character that we got where there was a scroll that took over a Marvel character was Colonel Rhodes.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was too minor of a character to just he was the only person that was impersonating that scroll was impersonating.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many more
They,
heroes.
they obviously didn't have the budget to show off all these characters.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
the
and
way they did it in.
I think that they were too ambitious
Mhm.
with everything they wanted to do in the 6 episodes. I really feel like that's part of it, because it's like if you take out all the Skrull stuff and it's just Fury's story, it's a good story.
Right.
And if you just do all the Skrull stuff and take out all the Fury stuff, and it's just, hey, these are, we needed you guys to know that Skrulls were invading all of the governments, like kind of thing.
I don't think that this should have been Secret Invasion. I think this could have just been a Nick Fury show and it would have been fine.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got things that I think might happen. I think that Sonya and Gaia, I think this may be the start to a new invaders team. So,
Okay.
and that it's going to be the people that are on the side of the Skrulls not being killed. So we'll get like Gaia will be in there, and they may get, I don't even know who else they get. There may be some British heroes. We might get a Captain Britain in it. We might
That'd
get
be
something
amazing
like
if we got a
that. Yeah.
Captain Britain in this. I mean, again, they've been teasing Captain Britain for a long time now.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that's what they recruited her to be, Captain Britain.
I was wondering about that too. Like maybe if she was doing that. I definitely see that Sonya and her working together that there's going to be a team involved there. Sonya will be a part of it. Because, I mean, her last name is the same as the British guy in Captain America, the First Avenger. So, and I think and she's, I think, supposed to be like one of his descendants. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I could totally see that. And the Invaders, Union Jack was a member of the Invaders, the original Invaders.
Right.
And that's who her ancestor was to the Captain America team. Like it was that he was
Right. I mean, I would prefer that if they do anything, like if we get Brian Braddock, I'd rather Brian Braddock be like he was Captain Britain in like the 60s or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he was during Excalibur too, and that was in the 90s, I think.
Well, I mean, like in the in the MCU, like I would rather that Brian Braddock was Captain Britain, like secretly Captain Britain, but in the 60s, because there was a Easter egg in was it Endgame?
I haven't heard of this Easter egg, so I'm very excited.
There was an Easter egg where when he went back in time, when Tony went back in time, right? And
when they went to the 70s.
It was the 70s is what it was.
Yeah.
And he was and he's walking by the Shield office, and Peggy Carter is in the other room, and they see Peggy Carter talking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you don't see what Peggy Carter's saying.
Yeah.
Somebody like read the lips and figured out what they were saying, and Marvel confirmed it, that they were talking about Captain Britain.
Oh, and that makes sense because she would know Captain Britain.
Right. So like I would rather that they do, like if they did a series, like or a movie, do Brian Braddock in the 70s. Right.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then I guess, if they do like a current Captain Britain, you know, rather than it being Brian Braddock, like make it Betsy Braddock. She's the current Captain Britain.
Oh yeah, like she's almost like a granddaughter, and like
Either a granddaughter
she
or
has
daughter or something.
she's a granddaughter and a mutant, and her brother is Brian Braddock as well, and he's a mutant as well, and because he becomes Captain Britain first, and then she can
Right.
become it later. But yeah, that would be so amazing.
And that's why I'm saying, like have Brian Braddock be the character from the 70s, and then you have current Captain Britain be Betsy Braddock, right? And you have Betsy Braddock just tearing shit up, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
especially with that laser sword that she has. Like I would love to
Mhm.
see Betsy Braddock.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. She would be amazing.
Mhm.
For that. And I did see that you actually took words that I said and gave definitions to them. Thank you. I appreciate
I appreciate Google because I was lost for a hot minute. So you're kind of talking about mutants. You're kind of talking about Captain Britain and Psylocke there. Vara. Let's talk about Vara and her work, because one of her last lines in the show was, "My work is here." She's like, I'm something about I'm close. I need to be close to my work. My work is here. And in an earlier episode, they talked about her. She wrote a book or something.
Several books. Like she's a doctor. Yeah, like,
superhuman or something like that.
Specific-
Unlocking the superhuman gene.
Right.
mhm. Yeah, I definitely
think-
I mean, I think she knows Charles Xavier. I think that's a big deal. I think they're still teasing mutants. I think we're getting closer and closer each show, like giving powers to the non-powered is technically a mutation. It's just it's just a mutation that
right.
with
Like Spider-Man is a
technology.
mutate.
Yeah, he's a mutate. So they're getting us closer. I just think that we're too distracted to see that the mutants on the wall kind of thing. So, and every step we get closer to Deadpool, every step we get closer to Secret Wars, to Kang Dynasty, I think we're going to start seeing more and more mentions of mutates and mutants and different things like that.
So do you think that's how this connects to the bigger MCU storyline?
Yeah, well, I think the the Secret Invasion is the jumping off point for Secret Wars. And Secret Wars is going to be more the terrestrial heroes and their story arc and their storyline, whereas the characters like the Marvels and stuff like that, they're going to be more cosmic, dealing with Kang.
Right.
And so they'll be Kang Dynasty, and then they'll all come together for Secret Wars.
I
Nick
have an idea.
Fury can live in both those worlds.
Right.
So that would be why this is kind of the jumping off point for Secret Wars, because we already got the jumping off point for Kang Dynasty and
Right.
Quantumania.
Yeah, so I have an idea here that may lead into kind of like discovery of mutants, right?
Okay.
I feel like with President Ritson starting this whole "if you're not human" thing, kind of like going back to what we were talking about before, I think that the government is going to come up with a way, like a scanner of some sort that makes it so that they can figure out who the scrolls are, so they can hunt scrolls, right?
Or if you're
Like-
human or not.
And that's
Like,
what I'm saying is, in the process, whatever the scanner is makes it so that they can detect whether you're human or not. And they start finding these people who aren't scrolls, but also aren't human
And
And
aren't
it's like-
Asgardian.
and aren't Asgardian, things like that. They aren't what they already know, right? And that's how they discover mutants.
That might be a good idea. And those scanners could be humanoid and purplish and silver and tower over everything like a 20-story building. Just kidding.
So what do you think is next?
I like that.
for
idea.
what do you think is
Next.
next for Nick Fury for MCU? Because they did tease that, again, like last minute of the show, they're like, "Oh, there's a peace treaty with the Skrulls and the Kree, so we're just gonna go handle that real quick." I'm like,
That's
wait,
okay.
what?
So this is why I think that it was not enough time and too much time. This is another example because we didn't get to see any type of conversation that he had about how he knew that information. He just plopped
Right.
it down, and then there was another like thing before that, like where he said something, and I was like, how does he freaking know about this? And they did really well up until he was listening to Vara and Scrody. And then after that, it was like he didn't know how to bug anything and let us listen to it, kind of thing. It was like, what
Right.
the hell? So I didn't realize where the Kree thing was coming. Obviously, he had to talk to them to get a passage back, but it's like, we had no clue that anything like that was even happening. And I know there was some talk that the Marvels was actually supposed to take place before Secret Invasion, and then they flip-flopped them. And so something in the Marvels may give us that, oh, hey, the Kree want to talk peace with the Skrulls. And so that may be something.
Which makes no sense because they don't know how many Skrulls there are left. Why all of a sudden would they be like, hey, guys, we feel bad for killing all y'all. How many are you? 1 million? Why don't you guys come back? We'll talk. Feels weird.
It's also keeping in mind that Carol Danvers is technically Kree, so I mean,
yeah. But she also has been making it really hard for the Kree and has been going and kicking people's butts.
Right.
So that may also have brought the Kree to that. I think what we're going to find out is that the Kree saying that they want peace is a lure to get Captain Marvel to come out and be the ambassador or whatever. And then they're going to try to capture her or eliminate her in some way so that they don't have to make peace with the Skrulls and they can just get rid of them altogether. So
the other interesting thing is, like, with everything that we've come up with on this, is like, where does Kamala play into all this as well? Because remember, Kamala is a mutant at this point. So,
well, she's a double whammy. Because that's going to be, that's it. But yeah, so I think we'll see Nick Fury. I know we'll see him in the Marvels, and because we've seen him in the Marvels in the trailer, so we're going to see him there. I'm wondering. I don't think we'll see him in Loki. We definitely won't see him. Well, maybe we will see him in the Ahsoka show. Well, Mace Windu, not like I don't think we will. That would be funny if it was Nick Fury and he's like, I've got this groove. He gives the whole Avenger speech to her, and she's like, I am no Avenger. So anyway, sorry,
Jesus.
off topic. He may show up in Echo. I don't see why he would. I think that's a little far-fetched. So I think the next time we'll see him is in the Marvels.
And that's it.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it. And then we'll see him. We may see him again in Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, right?
Yeah. But I do think that Thunderbolts is Val's response to Ritzen's command, so to speak.
It's going to be interesting on that because, again, I was hoping for more Easter eggs leading into kind of like that stuff, like to kind of lead on. The other thing that kind of really upset me about this was no post credit at all.
No, not at all. And I was upset about that too.
This is the first one.
Yeah, like why no post credit? Like you're not leading into the rest of the MCU. Like we have no Easter egg to get us excited for the next thing. Like why?
You know what they could have done? It could have been 6 months later, and all we see is somebody passing out flyers or somebody knocking on just Jane Doe's door. And they hand her some information. You don't even see the faces of the people, and you see the information, and it says something about Ross for president.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. That would have been
That
great.
that
because-
could be an easy one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't even have to like even worry about it. It's just like that. That would have been a fantastic Easter egg. Because
Secretary.
I was gonna say, if we do see Nick Fury again, other than the Marvels, I think he'll be in Captain America: Brave New World.
That makes sense.
I
Kinda
mean, I could
continue.
see it because he did save Ritzen's life. Like he
Right.
just basically told the president as he was leaving Earth, told the president, dude, that was a bad idea. And you really shouldn't have freaking done it. I mean, honestly, he basically says the whole thing to him, and I'm just like, okay, all right, Nick. Look, even when you're out, you're in. We know, but don't be out anymore. Just get up on the freaking space station. So, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's too salty. I apologize.
And
Okay.
speaking of salty, there's a celestial baby in salty water, and nobody said anything yet. How many shows have we gone through since the Eternals? How many movies and shows? And they're just like
Right. We still have
nobody noticed this,
baby.
the baby.
Yeah,
There's a celestial baby.
I'm tired of that. I'm convinced it didn't happen.
Well, no,
Fake news.
they said that they're gonna address it, but the thing is that it hasn't been addressed yet. So it's like I don't know where that's at. You know, just kind of like
What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Jennifer Walters to, I don't know, traverse the globe and go, hey, look, there's a huge thing made out of marble coming out of
Right.
and I think it might actually be an actual like used to be living thing. So I don't know.
so let's give a rating for the overall show. So just not just this episode because
Rate the whole show.
this
Okay.
episode definitely lowered a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But give us a rating, guys.
Go for it, Frey.
I just don't know how much this series moved the story forward.
Yeah.
We got to know a lot more about Nick Fury. We did get to see Talus's daughter all grown up.
Right.
And we got Sonia Farnsworth. And you know what? Or Fallsworth. Farnsworth?
Fallsworth.
Okay. And she was delightful. And I will watch any MCU movie or series that she is in.
Absolutely.
So
She's our spy
definitely-
master at this point.
Yeah, I love her. I think she might be what was the other? There was another big spy person that Fury was not involved with, but like knew. They were like really close. I can't remember who it is. Another woman. It wasn't Jessica Drew, although she does wear a lot of red, so she may be our Jessica Drew. It's like, so she may be our version of that, where it's just she's just such a spy master type thing. But I thought it was a good series overall. I just don't know how it. So me saying that I don't know how it moves the story along impacts my rating. So I'm gonna give it 6 Sonia Fallsworth's giggles out of 10 Nick Fury telling people to not that no one calls him Nick.
Okay. By you,
Alright,
James.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I was very excited for the show. But
Yeah.
then leading into it week to week, I almost feel like it was detrimental that it went week to week because there were so many questions and not like edge of my seat cliffhanger questions. It's just like, what are they doing, you know? And then
Right.
no payoff on certain things like losing Maria Hill, losing Talos, that sort of thing. Like
We
it was
didn't even
very
see her
disappointing.
funeral.
Right.
Yeah. And I thought that was gonna be her like funeral when Rhodey met up with Vara at some cathedral. I thought
Yeah.
that was gonna be for her, but it
Right.
wasn't. So I was just irritated by the whole thing. It, like what you said, it didn't feel like it pushed the story forward. There was like 2 lines from Nick Fury at the very end just to sort of connect it to the Marvels. So I want to give this 4 eye patches out of 10 glasses that didn't pay off either. Like, what's the point of the cool glasses? You didn't pay those off. You can't
Right.
see scrolls with them. So disappointed. What about you?
So I'm gonna give this 6 overpowered super scrolls out of 10 Nick Fury not saying motherfucker in the show
He didn't even attempt it.
at all. At least we almost got one at the end of Infinity War, but
Right? Yeah.
nothing in this one.
Yeah, and that was a post credit scene too.
Yeah.
So, but no, don't do a post credit scene. I mean, Nick Fury was just in the first post credit scene in the MCU, but whatever.
Exactly. You don't put a post credit scene in the show that's about Nick Fury when this dude lives in post credit scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what's next? Loki? Loki's the
Ahsoka.
next show.
But I
We've
mean,
got
for
it.
Marvel.
Oh, for Marvel, I think it is Loki. I think I don't know of any others.
I think Loki's in
unless
October.
there's-
Echoes at the end of the year, right?
Yeah, Echo's at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, Loki's next. for
You know what'll really upset me?
Loki in October, yeah.
What'll really upset me is if Echo turns out to be a really good show, and it's like, why did Secret Invasion go week to week and it was not that good, but Echo is getting released all at once and it's a good show?
Because misogynists are in charge.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for Loki. I definitely, that first trailer really made it seem like it looks good. It looks like I think it's the same people coming back for the second season that were part of the first season. It looks like we're going to either get to see what the TVA members did before they were TVA, like where they got pruned or whatever. So I think that I'm excited to see what they do. It just seems kind of cool, and the concept's great because he's definitely MCU's Doctor Who. So
The big question is,
looks
do
great.
we get a wow out of Mobius?
maybe I think we'll get a when out of Mobius.
I think he's going to be like the comedy relief of
Yeah.
this show.
Oh, I definitely think so. That whole thing was like, you know what that is? Like,
Yeah.
and he's like,
I
yeah.
need pie.
He's like, can
pie.
you fix it?
Don't you like pie?
No.
That's good pie.
And it's green pie.
Yeah.
That's time pie, guys.
Key
It's
lime
time pie.
looks delicious. The most exciting part of everything that's going on right now is this. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch, people.
Woo! I feel like I need a
We-
t-shirt cannon.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Boom, boom, boom,
For the
boom.
next con we do. That'd be good.
Yeah, there you go. Basketball games.
All right, hats are $35. Come get it. Galaxy Gray right here goes nicely with my tan skin. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Or we got shirts. You can just DM us at Distance Nerding on Instagram. Let us know what size you're looking for. Shirts are $20 if you're local here in the Sacramento area, or $25 if we got to ship it to you. Even if you live in a different state, that's fine. I guess. Sure.
I live in a different
Or-
state.
You and you got a shirt. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
I
also
like it.
check out lucharillas.com. Oh, the link. Lucharillas.com. We have our Nerdarilla shirt that you can check out. Oh, look at you with the graphic, the timely graphic. You can get a
They
shirt.
don't
You can
call
get the
him
Nerdarilla in a
Phil
pump box
timely for
and
nothing.
Victor time.
I call him Young Minutes. That's
Minutes.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Game streams. Let's talk about some schedule action.
Yes,
Schedule
ladies and
actioning.
gentlemen, check out the streams. So all the different shows that we got on our schedule, guys. Mondays, game streams from 8 to 12. I just beat Jedi Survivor on Monday. It took forever. I actually had to weaken myself and go down to Jedi Padawan because Bode Akuna was way too hard of a character. He was still hard even when I lowered the difficulty on him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how hard that is. So I was like, oh my god, if you try to play this on Grandmaster, he just kills you in one hit, guarantee it. Yeah, so game streams. I am currently now playing Street Fighter 6. And guys, if you're an old school gamer, if you played Final Fight and if you played Street Fighter back in the day, it's basically a cross between Final Fight and Street Fighter all in one game. So you get to roam around the city and fight just kind of random characters, and then it's like Street Fighter on the side. It's kind of a cool concept because it's very different from any other Street Fighter game that's out there. So check that out, guys. Now, what I want to do in the future is play the Shadow of Mordor games. Right, so Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, the two Lord of the Rings games that showed up on consoles a while back. I kind of want to play those two games and play those on stream just because I think they'd be fun. Now on Tuesdays, the show you're watching right now, the download 6:30 to 8:30, normally to 8:30. Of course, we went over an hour, but from 6:30 to 8:30, doing all the fun things like news, rumors, trailer reactions, reviews, breakdowns, all that kind of stuff, guys. You find all that kind of fun stuff on Tuesdays on the download. On Thursdays, we do the build from 6 to 8 on Twitch and YouTube. Come and hang out with your boy Young Phil as I build some Lego. Right now, I am building Captain Rex's helmet. And we talk to anywhere from local artists to celebrities to just fun people. And we do the brackets on the build, guys. So right now, we're still doing Summer of DC, trying to get through that because sometimes these interviews get so interesting, we forget to do the bracket. So, but it's fun stuff, guys. So, come and hang out with us on all the stream. Check out our schedule, everything we have scheduled, and have some fun with us.
Absolutely. And yeah, Graveyard is in the chat.
Right. He's the beard in the chair. He's the one that figured out how to beat Bode Akuna. Oh, he's got a mini-me with him.
Wow, you're muted, James. James, you're muted. You're muted. And now you're muted.
Have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerding 10 post. Nerding 10? Oh, that makes sense. The Distance Nerding 10 post.
Oh my God. So guys, just throwing it out there, right? If you head over to distancenerding.com on the top corner, right? It's a little corner on the top on the left side right there. It's gonna go real soft and low right here. There's a little button that you can tap and it says join the taco party. Ladies and gentlemen, you can join the taco party and be the coolest part of Distance Nerding. Continue supporting us and make it so that we can continue doing shows and going out to see everybody and getting more prizes to send out like the one we just randomly gave out at the beginning of the show today. Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, Threads, MySpace, Facebook. I said Facebook. GeoCities.
Cookies.
Cookies?
Oh, he's eating a cookie.
I'm just eating cookies.
He's eating a Biscoff. Okay, an Eric Biscoff. Let's go to of course the OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals. Guys, of course you can connect with us all at all those places at Distance Nerding. And of course, if you want to shoot us an email us at dist It's nerding at AOL.com, and we will read it on air. Anything you want to send us, we'll read it. If you want to tell us how much we suck, if you want us to break up with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other, whatever they are, your dog. You want to break up with your dog? Yes, we'll do that.
Happy birthday, Graveyard.
That would be really cruel, but hey, if you want us to tell you happy birthday.
Yeah.
We could do that too.
And we will come up with an elaborate way like St. Beard's Day.
Yeah. Absolutely. If
I
I
like
can connect Rogue getting the powers of Captain Marvel from Gaia, we can make a special birthday announcement for you.
I like it. All right, y'all. Thanks and keep nerding together.
Nerd at some point in time.
All right, let's
Together.
do it. It's time for the dance party. Celebrating James coming back.
Distance nerding.
They're so little. They're so little.
That James Gunn.
It's Carl.
Bombshell.
This is Bombshell Wonderful.
I lost Alan Fernandez.
Woo! Alan, come back to us. We'll see everybody on Thursday.